Nah, cool, man. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming in, bro.
Yeah.
Good to like catch up and have a corridor. It's been a while since we actually, seen each other on the streets.
No, totally. No, thanks. It's a privilege, eh? What am I, fourth podcast?
Fourth one?
Top 5.
Top 5, bro. Top 5. Yeah. No, your name's come up a few times in the last one, so we thought, and it's always you've been on the list anyway, so it's kind of we finally got you in.
Oh, thank you. No, it's a privilege. You guys are here with the icon and the goat. We're pretty lucky.
Goat.
It's good.
Yeah,
It's good. I still exist. That's the main thing.
You do. You do.
Yeah. You exist in our minds, and in the past, definitely we were, someone to be recognised as part of New Zealand skateboard history.
Yeah, so I suppose we only had like Maury and Andrew Moore, but I think your name came up a few times in that, and so there's like a few other ones that it's going to come up in as well.
Yeah, I think we it feels like a lot of people want the sort of older, or not the older generation, but the kind of dudes from the 80s and 90s have been hot. Like wherever I go skating, like all the old guys come up to me and dig in it, and they kind of like that history. So I think we'll sort of focus maybe a little bit heavier on the guys from sort of our era, which seems to be working so far. But maybe take us back to the start, bro. When did you first get a skateboard, and where were you, and how old were you?
Oh yeah, well, it's sort of been a couple of occasions. Yeah, the first board I got was one of those little skinny plastic ones when I was like 7 or 8 or something, and I remember.
What year was that? Would that have been?
Would have been like late 70s or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
damn.
Yeah, and a funny. I mean, maybe the story's a bit dark. You could probably cut it out, but I had it, and my neighbour said, "Oh, we should trade 2 wheels off each board." And so he wanted to turn it into a hot rod. He had these wide wheels, and put them on my board. And I was like, "This looks terrible." But I don't know what to do about that. But I remember liking. Just there's something about it, eh? Like my cousin, she could tic tac uphill, and I remember seeing her do that and going, "That's fucking awesome!" Not only are you a girl, but you can tic tac not just on the flat but uphill as well. It was pretty impressive. But then
it is impressive.
But then my board, it sort of disappeared, and then like 15 years later, my stepbrother, he goes, "Oh yeah, you're into skateboarding. I've got this board." I go, "Oh, okay," and he brought out this board with these hot rod wheels on the back. I was like, "What the fuck? I wonder where that board went." It's like my dad must have just given it to my stepbrother and not told me. And
right.
I go, "Oh, is that your board? Is it? What's up with those wheels? Why would you do that? It's the stupidest thing ever." That board.
Oh, classic.
So, but yeah, that's my parents' divorce story. Get that out of the way.
Yeah.
But no, first proper board was the Edwards Rising Sun.
Yeah.
That sort of
soy bite.
Shamelessly derivative.
Sims sort of, was that a Sims? A soy? Did he have that graphic on it?
Yeah, it might have been.
Or there was, I'm sure I remember seeing a Sims Rising Sun graphic, or
Did
I don't know.
3 significant changes?
Yeah. That was Frank's
key line he dropped a few times the other night. Like him, like the Cheapskates logo, the Edwards logo. It was
Just dancing the copyright line.
Yeah.
Everything was always based on something that was really popular, and it's like 3 significant changes was the MO.
Yeah, great. That's great. No, but I man, I loved that board. It was like it had I think those sort of pink grabber rails on it, and a massive.
Was that like 10-inch? Was it like 10-inch, like the real wide Edwards trucks with the double rads and?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
and I was really into Batman and like spray painted the top like this hot bloody pink and cut this big Batman like bat and put it in the middle. And
I think like
I'd say it's
bats
the
were like
best
the easiest thing to like do, and like I guess like Batman, like just
yeah.
I remember, I've done Batmans on my shit as well.
and like the Steve Caballero with all the bats in the background as well. So
Yeah, that might have been what it was. So yeah, it was the only thing I ever learnt to draw. It was like
Jinx,
bat. It's a sweet
Jinx,
bat.
Vision Jinx had a
Yeah.
bat too, eh?
Yeah, well, at Blue Toll, there was that dude, I forget his name. He was an artist guy, but he had launched that brand Bat Raz. I don't know if you remember that. It was like he did
Dude, I vaguely remember that.
he did these belt bags. I was like, man, that's the sweetest belt bag. It's got a bat on it. Like how good. So I've still got that board, eh? I'll get a photo to you guys, but it's sitting there snapped. Like my buddy of mine was bouncing me up on it, and just like snapped the tail off it.
That was like Fijian balsa, bro. It's, Frank was cutting
that-
corners back then for sure.
Yeah, so it was. I was so sad, eh? I was so sad, but
Who would have known? Who would have thought you would end up writing for that company a few years later? Eh?
So what tricks were there then? Like, what were you doing on this Edwards Rising Sun?
I thought, well, I don't know. It was a buddy of mine he said, "Oh, come to this car park. I've got a skateboard, and let's go and have a go." And he could. I'd never seen anything of skateboarding really at all, and he could roll along, kick the board into his hand, like boneless style, and then do a boneless onto the ground. I was like, man, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I kind of want to be doing some of that. But I got my board, that Edwards one, and then I just go down to the local primary school every day and just I remember learning how to do backside kick turns, just like going around and around a netball pole, just doing backside kick turns, kick turns. This must have been like some special.
Half a tick,
Get dizzy.
tick tack, but just the ticking.
Yeah. And it's like people must have seen me there. It's like it's a special needs dude, just going around and around and sort of like a whirly bird.
Yeah, sick.
Um,
And what age was that? Like, roughly?
it would have been maybe 13 or 14 or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I recently saw maybe an old skateboard mag, and it had like an interview with you, and it said that you used to play rugby, and then you bought a skateboard to sort of like help train or something, or fitness, keep your fitness up, and then like you converted from playing rugby to skating like full time or something like that. You remember that interview? It was
I
like-
do. Yeah, that was Greg Jarman asked me, and I remember him being surprised with the answer. Because I think I did. It was just a way of tricking my parents into
Yeah.
Oh,
getting me
right,
one.
yeah,
Like it'll make me fitter for rugby, because I got into.
So you didn't actually play for Glenfield? Glenfield Rugby Club?
So you're from the shore.
No. From I was in
No, I don't know. Where are you originally from?
Mount Eden.
Mount Eden.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just a way of getting a board and saying, probably would work for fitness, but a cardio if you just tic-tacking around a netball pole all day.
Yeah.
get
I see
pretty
you,
fit.
how you tricked your folks into getting you the board.
Yeah.
Because No, I played rugby back in the days too, and I kind of like same sort of story, but I just transferred. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be an All Black, and then jumped on the board, and then was like, oh, I want to be Nardis now, and dropped the rugby ball.
Yeah. We had our Nardis at school. Was Kieran Cooney.
Oh yeah, Kieran
Yeah.
Cooney.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, man, he was the first dude I ever saw ollie, and I was like, oh man, because heaps of people saying, have you seen that Kieran? Oh, we didn't really know him.
Yeah.
Seen that Aussie guy Kieran? He can ollie, not just ollie, but over like a rubbish bin. He could ollie over rubbish bins on their side. And I remember it was after school, just hanging out and seeing him do that. I was like, fuck, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen, because we had heard of Nardis at that stage, and he kind
Didn't he
of
ride like an artist and he
He
had
had
blonde
an-
hair and like
he had an artist board. He had always wore
He
Jimmy
looked like an
Z
artist. Yeah.
Jimmy Z t-shirts, and it had these sweet like those OJ2. He had heaps of stuff that no one
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, he was kind of
Yeah.
always ahead of the curve. He sort of even today he's kind of got the freshest, the latest, dopest gears out.
Yeah.
when I first started at Selwyn in third form, I'd heard so much about Kieran. I'd seen like a photo of him in like
Yeah.
skating style or something. But like, yeah, by the time I got to Selwyn, he'd already retired.
Yeah,
And,
right.
Like, you know, it was like was just like chilling with his a million bandanas and
Yeah,
and some
yeah.
like really cute girl and like just yeah.
Yeah. He could skate, man. Like, he sort of stopped too soon, I think. But he, some the craziest like ollie like fast plants. That sort of first
Yeah.
guy to do those as well.
I think
I've-
I first some.
Never ever seen him on a skateboard. Like
Oh,
other
right.
than like seeing like photos and like skating style.
Yeah.
Like I've never actually seen him. I don't think I've ever seen him actually skate.
Yeah, right. Well, he's
Yeah.
the first dude that got, or the first time I'd ever heard of anyone getting sponsored. He was,
Yeah, because he was on Oceanside.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Dogtown boards and stuff.
yeah, he would always show up with like he's this crazy Aaron Fingers Murray board with all the crazy
Oh, yeah.
cuts
Yeah.
out of it, and always had this. He'd always hook me up with stuff. Actually, he sold me a board. It was such a piece of crap. He's such a good talker. He's such a good salesman. He goes, he goes, you want to learn how to ollie? You buy this board off me. It's Jeff Kendall. It was just such a piece of shit. The tail was all worn down.
Yeah.
No graphics
Yeah,
left.
yeah.
But he, and I still bring it up to this day. Hey, there's some things you can't forget. You know what I mean?
Worn out Jeff
But, yeah.
Kendall.
So we did that, or did the same thing to that, and spray painted that.
And then did you sell it to someone else?
No, I wrote it. I learned to ollie on that board, so
Yeah.
I guess he was right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Was he telling you that the real short tail makes it real easy to get the board vertical?
That pop, right?
It goes to-
It really pops into your foot, bro.
You watched Nardis. yeah.
Oh, yeah, cool. So high school, and then how long from there did you kind of progress into getting like your first sponsor?
Oh,
I guess is the next step, right? Or did you go
Yeah.
into a couple comps and things?
yeah. We, I managed to get. Well, I didn't know at the time, but I kind of just skated like all the time, every night as soon as I got home till. I mean, this sort of sounds weird to say, but there's all sorts of like domestic stuff happening at home, and this is the therapy, This is
Yeah.
a therapy podcast.
Pour it out, bro.
But for 3 years, and I think it comes back to that time on the board thing, Like, I kind of skated all weekend, every night as soon as I got home, maybe have some dinner, and then just every night of the week, just avoiding being around fucking crazy bloody alcoholism and stuff. And it was quite. I guess
Yeah.
most skateboarders have some sort of
Yeah.
bit of story that's a little bit fucked up. To
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people are drawn to it from, that I come from that, it's like a release or connects you with other homies, that it kind of, you build those friendships out of a home environment or whatever.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think it's man, it gives you so much, Like, I found that it was like it's real meditative, and the thing, it's a bit like breathing. People say if you're feeling anxious or stressed about anything, if you practice your breathing, if you're focusing on that, you can't actually think about anything else. And I think skateboarding is a bit like that. The second you think about something else while you're doing that, you waste yourself.
Well, I think that's why skateboarding is sort of like meditation for people who can't sit still.
Yeah.
Because because you're so focused and you are trying tricks and stuff and trying to do things, and you notice yourself get into like breathing rhythms, and everything starts like working properly, and you're fully like kind of functioning on another level.
You're focusing on what's happening right now as opposed to what's happening at home.
Yeah. So, and then I think a few of those Princess Wolf contests sort of started happening, and we're like, oh yeah, we'll go down and check that out. And I think there's a crew of us, like 4 or 5 dudes who were pretty handy, and we were like, actually, we're probably as good, if not better, than anyone. It was quite surprising. It was like, oh man, we're actually quite good. And
because I remember like the first. I don't know if it was the first. I think it was the first Princess Wolf comp.
Yeah,
was the one where everyone's boards kept like they didn't have anything covering all those like gaps, and like so everyone's boards were like shooting into the water, and like they were just getting lost, and like I
remember, I don't know which one it was, but I came up from Hawke's Bay and I think we went into Cheapskates, and they must have said that there was a comp going on, and I remember rolling down there. It was halfway through the comp, so we didn't get to go on it, but just remember being there and seeing boards fly off into the water. I was like, man, this is the worst place for a comp, like
it was
next
crazy.
to the ocean with no barriers,
Yeah.
I think they eventually rolled in those massive,
I think
big bamboo.
Yeah,
sticks.
I remember big bamboo sticks for like the later comps. Like
I think there were sticks or something like 100 mil pipe in front of them, but there were also still gaps. And
I think there was always that, and the board
do
could
you
shoot
remember
over
someone
it.
letting off a fire extinguisher at one of them? And it just got
I
so
do remember.
gnarly.
I remember something about that because there were like those. There was like the main part of the wharf, down the center, which was like the road, sort of, with loading bays on either side, and then it was kind of like warehousing, and then like it was all just kind of empty. So like people were just sifting around and doing whatever.
I shot a photo of oh, maybe I didn't.
I remember that. I remember. I go, oh man, who the fuck is letting that thing off? It's like. It was kind of funny, but then the it basically left a mist like everywhere so for the rest of the day. It was funny, man.
So who was like your crew that you're saying you were like 5 dudes? Like who was that?
It's probably I think that dude Aaron Signer was one of the bros, and Canadian dude. I think you mentioned him before in the podcast.
Yeah.
He was awesome, and like it was him.
Yeah, he was so good.
Kieran had sort of stopped, but
Anthony Archer
and Archer, he was the guy.
Is he kind of around?
He
came
later.
bit later on because we were.
He was more sort of small wheels, big pants sort of era.
Yeah.
But
I got those names that you posted.
Anthony Archer, Phil Yearbury, Doug Kelleher,
Jeff Sanders were you home
Jeff
with
Sanders.
him skating or?
Yeah. I think Jeff was around. Possibly at that stage,
because I remember he lost a board at the Princess Wolf
did he?
Wolf comp. Yeah, because then he had his like he was riding his ramp board, which was like a Tony Hawk with like trackers and T-bones. So he had like the full Hawk setup.
Oh right, all right.
Yeah.
There's a competition. You came first. Was Jeff Sanders second? Jason Parks third.
Oh yeah.
And Barry.
That's right. Yeah, that was the other one. That was I think that was maybe the
one after.
That was
like the third one in.
Yeah, it was one of the later ones because I when I saw that result, I thought in my head that Dan Buckley had beat me in that because he used to always beat me.
Yeah,
it was Jamie Brewster. I got like second in the under 15s, but
right.
But yeah,
because Dan Buckley won the under 15s in that one, eh? Yeah,
not that one. Jamie Brewster got me in that one.
Oh, okay.
But like he, I think Dan Buckley got me at like the Blues Hole Lounge one, and like he just would always.
Yeah,
there was like a few dudes just always like I'd always get second, so annoying, or third. But you were definitely always winning, like the comps for a while there, weren't you?
Yeah, it was. I think I had a good run there for a while, and I think it was. Yeah, Jeff Sanders was always the dude to beat. He was like, because I was thinking I can kind of. I mean, it's funny looking back, going how much you probably contest sort of unspeakably uncool. You know what I mean? Like to care about them, but we kind of did, and I guess everyone's sort of a bit psycho-competitive in some way. But I always thought if I can probably take on most of everyone except probably Jeff. If he stays on, like it's pretty hard to beat him. You know what I mean?
Well, he wasn't. I mean, that's one thing about you. Like, you always kind of put together a run that was kind of fast. It had flow, and you had like a few sort of like a sort of a first trick and a last trick, and you know, like it was a performance. Like, you really kind of used to put together like quite a slick run.
Yeah, right. Comp strategy.
Yeah.
We were talking, I don't know if this one's aired yet, but there was like talk of someone starting off with a 360 shove, or like,
Oh, it's a one-footed 360 shove.
The shame.
No,
the shame of it.
Was that at the Oriental markets? Did you
No, that was
skate in the Oriental markets?
That was
that was the other. That was that's.
I remember
down the
that at
road from that
Napier,
one.
but I can't remember. Did you do that at like Wellington as well? The 1991 skate pit?
No, I did it. I think Jeff Sanders being our Jeremy Klein, like doing three tray flips and stuff, and I did that trick in a magazine, in a spread for Maury, for Manual magazine, as a pit stake.
Yeah.
Like doing like eye contact, 1 foot 360 shove it, and like trying to be ironic about it, and man, honestly thinking back, like I only did it because out of the blue at one stage I had someone gave me a freestyle board.
Yeah.
So I spent like a month and a half doing freestyle stuff, and sort of tried channeling like Rodney Mullen and stuff, and managed to. I think I did a triple kickflip on it once or something. It was pretty. It's like, yeah, how many can you do? But it was like, and Rodney Mullen did it. He'd a 1-footed shove-its and stuff, and I go, man, if it's good enough for Rodney Mullen, I can do it and get away with it, you know.
Yeah, no, it's probably like unknowingly that was probably a good little exercise doing that. You probably honed your flip tricks and stuff.
Yeah, it's a bit more flat ground, because we kind of, in New Zealand, it's like, to get good at street skating is kind of an achievement, because our terrain is so crap everywhere. You know what I mean? It's just terrible, and so I think we'd sort of, I spend a lot of time. You'd do the same, just driving around looking for an underground car park with nice smooth concrete or something, and lucky for me there was one in Mount Talbot where around that time that I'd sort of go up to, and when the weather was bad or whatever, and I'd skate there every day just practicing flat ground stuff, and I'd often see our other artist was Vana Edhouse. I'd see him there like on the other end of the car park. I didn't really know him, sort of knew him. I was like, oh, hey bro.
You stay down that end and I'll stay over this end, bro.
Yeah, at first, and we became buddies after that. But yeah, that was a good car park in the video. Easy, I remember that. And when it got wet, it got quite. You could do. Like, oh fuck, man, this is so embarrassing. But I went and got some. After watching Bones Brigade videos with Stacey Prouder going downhill with those plastic blocks on his hands. Yeah. So I made. I forgot Vana involved, but we made some ice cream lid hand things.
Slide gloves.
As fast as I could. Went straight for the water and just like slid for like 40, 50 meters, pretending I was Stacey Prouder.
Bro, you could have been a downhill like master, bro.
Yeah.
You almost went down that route.
Well, it just looks so. It just looks so much fun, eh? Like, it's like.
Oh, I
might as well
totally,
be snowboarding or something.
It wasn't until I was like, I remember like discovering that you could actually buy those gloves when I saw like down like the longboard dudes were starting to do it, and I got a pair and I just kind of messed around with them and did some sort of kooky shit.
What are they called? Slide gloves.
Slide gloves, yeah.
Yeah, man, probably get some. Should get some.
It's like a knee pad on a glove, eh? It's like
it's more like a plastic puck. You just have pucks on your palms, and
Yeah, right.
But I don't know, it's pretty refined now. It's not very kooky, but
yeah.
Like back then, like it's just one of those things, like. I mean, you would have like skated Cairo car park and stuff, and done like buttboard races and things, or like and often that'd be when it was raining too. So it'd be like there'd be like puddles and like
Oh, you'd skid out.
and you'd like
on the,
like be trying to like cut between the poles and like beat the other person. It's
Yeah.
fun. It's like the essence.
yeah, actually, I cut a video recently of, maybe a couple of years ago. Went up there with my daughter and her mate and filmed them doing coffin runs around Khyber car park, just like we used to. And I think they had as much fun as we used to have, eh? It was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
I remember at one point, like I was like, when everyone quit skating, and like, and I was like the only person skating, and then somehow we went and did like K Road car park runs, sitting down, and then all my friends at school, like I sussed out getting them skateboards, and then we'd just go to K Road car park and do like buttboard races, and so it was kind of fun,
Yeah.
like just those sort of basic things.
So from there, like you're still what, like mid-teenage, kind of like 15,
Yeah.
16, or
Yeah.
a little bit older?
I think, 15 or 16. And then I think,
When did you kind of like, what was your first sponsor, and like how did you get kind of hooked up, I guess?
well, I think anything that happened, anything good that happened for me was all pretty much thanks to Maury. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I remember, it's funny, I saw him post a video on the weekend of him doing a finger flip, as you put it, sell Barbie, a flip to tail. I bet he loves that. And he was stoked because I think it's the first time he'd done one for 6 years or something. But
Yeah.
I remember going into Cheapskates, and yeah, he was just standing behind the counter, and everyone's like, "That's that dude, Maury. He's the best. He's the best." And he's just sitting there, finger flipping the board, like looking the other way, just finger flipping, like no look, you know. I was going, "Fuck, this guy's cool, man." And so, but yeah, I would never have thought we'd become my best mates, and he kind of. I'm not sure when it happened, but my parents basically moved to the South Island, and I was like 16 or something, and they said, "Yeah, we'll come down, we'll put you in Timaru Boys High, and we'll get you a job at the bank." I'm like, okay, oh yeah, that sounds fucking great. And I think I told Maury about it, and he's like, "Oh, dude, we've got a spare room at our house. Come and flat with us." And he was like, he wasn't even that old himself. He was like 22 maybe. And so I was like, oh my God, oh yeah, that sounds like a fucking heaps better option than.
Well, he would have sussed out that you were like ripping and like and you know saw something in you and wanted to help you out, I guess.
Yeah.
And keep it going. And also, when you find people that are fun to skate with and have a good energy, it's like you kind of want more.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, and we and we still do. We get on so good. He's and I think just landing in that position as a 16, it was like just the start of sixth form or something.
So your parents let you do that? Like, they were like,
Well, he looked you into working at Khyber,
yeah,
living with him.
Yeah, and getting and any sponsorship stuff that I ever got, and I think I was one of the people who got a board through Edwards that got that everything sold through and got paid the complete amount for all the boards I sold.
That's very rare.
So that was the board with you. It had like a little kid with like a dog or something.
Yeah.
Did you have a dog?
Before?
Yeah, it had a what's that? Do I have a dog?
Did you have a dog at the time, or was it like? I just wanted to know if it was like a. Or they were just like, yeah, we've done this graphic with you with a dog. People will love that shit.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that came. I think that the board came later. I remember I was on my last day of school.
Was that the first one, the dog?
The boy one, yeah, with the dog, yeah. We I remember sitting at defensive driving course and sitting with my mate, and we ripped it off it was off a Cadbury ad or something. some dude, like some kid with his dog staring into so I felt quite a
looking at the sea or something, like with blonde hair.
Yeah,
it's a back turn day, looking away from.
Yeah, it was quite cool, and I basically just ripped that off and drew it all myself and then
You probably liked it because you didn't have to draw a face or anything. It was like the back of the head.
yeah, it was pretty easy and then,
No hands, no face.
yeah, me and Murray we got this good dude John Double maybe, who was like a skater but artist as well. He fixed up all the bad bits and made the type sort of work nice and stuff.
Yeah.
But we had a few jokes around what to say because the sign was really big and my name wasn't big enough to fit on it. We didn't know anything about typography or anything.
Yeah.
So like Murray's like, oh, we'll put Chris Schofield. I thought you said he was good on the on the sign, some sort of self-aware, ironic thing. And then we didn't do that, thank God. But
I was like, really? I can't remember that.
we changed it to like just the
It just said Chris Schofield Pro, didn't it?
board specs. It's in a 32 by 10 or something on it.
Yeah.
So it was cool. But
Did you have one of them?
yeah,
Still
I've still got.
So where did you get the shape from? Was that like based off another board or was it like...
Yeah, Maury shaped that one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It's crazy how like I can still picture the shape in my head. Like we kind of like talk about boards like for the past and like, you know,
Yeah.
Mr. Kasai or something like that. But
I kind of remember
Yes.
it being like
Sticking
sort of
my
like a Justin Gerard sort of shape, sort of, but I don't even know if
Definitely
it
kind of
had
rounded
Justin
nose,
Gerard
pointy.
been, was that after
it
New
was
Deal or?
It was before all that stuff, but I think it was probably close. I mean, we had the benefit of Maury spending so much time overseas and kind of being automatically like 8 or 9 months ahead of whatever we would see. So by the time he came back with here's what the cool shapes are now.
like a Schmidt stick
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, it was more like a
Was
Schmidt
he on
stick.
Schmidt back then?
Yeah.
when you were doing this.
Yeah, it was sort of more Chris Miller sort of shape, and
Because I thought yours had like a sort of pointy, rounded nose, and then the Scott Woolston was more like a sort of Maury type of shit, like a snub nose sort of.
Do you remember the Gary Valentine with the alien? It was a Schmidt stick. It was kind of came out the same time as Maury's board. I felt like it was kind of similar shape to that. Like he had a roundish nose.
Didn't he say that they were like
New Zealand
they were
pro,
New Zealand pros,
Aussie
like
pro, Australasian pro?
Yeah.
Both of those two dudes came out at the same time.
yeah,
I feel like it was kind of a similar shape to that. Maybe it was based on a Schmidt stick model, but I remember the shape being nice.
yeah, it was. Yeah, I think maybe a year or so before that. But yeah, I remember that Gary Valentine dude and Cheapskates when they did that Easter tour or something with, with Gator or someone, or maybe Chris Miller.
Did you hung out with all those guys on that tour?
Oh, not so much those guys. I did see them. I saw Gary Valentine throwing a tantrum when he saw that Maury had a T-shirt for his Schmidt board and he didn't have a T-shirt. He's like, where's my fucking T-shirt? Oh, I haven't got one. He was
Bloody crikey, mate!
yeah, he was furious. But it was funny, man, because I was like, I think I hadn't been living there much or for long at Maury's house, and then Maury goes, Chris Miller's going to come and stay, and is it cool if he takes the other bed in your room?
Yeah,
I'm like, it's like, you know, like the guy like Chris Miller, and I'm like a, you know, just this fucking school dude, and like I was sitting there in bed, and Chris Miller's right there, and he's got his he's got his headphones up really loud, listening to Husker Du, like turned up to 11 or whatever. And I'm like, I was just lying there going, oh man, I really need to go to sleep. I've got an exam tomorrow. But hey Chris Miller, do you mind turning down the Husker Du? It's really loud. but you can imagine, like, it's hard for, I mean, we can all appreciate it, but you like having like skateboarding with Michael Jordan in your room at that age, it was just insane. You know, I think I might have had that poster of him at Upland doing that nosebone, that awesome Trans World photo.
Yeah.
I think when he came out, I took that down. I can never see that.
Hide it.
But yeah, but it was cool, man. It was sort of a lot of those. I mean, maybe it's the American accent or whatever, but they always sound so wise, and they've always got really good advice. I remember lots of American pro skater guys I spoke to always had really smart stuff to say.
I
And
think Chris Miller's just always been like had a wise sort of like old soul sort of thing, like the owl, like like sort of.
Yeah. Because I remember I said to him, I asked him, because I think Speed Freaks had come out one of those videos, and there's a couple of dudes in there. I was like, these guys are marginal. Like I'm no pro myself, but I go, why do they put those dudes who aren't actually that good in the video? And he's like, it's not about who's good, who's not. It's about who's having fun. And here's one way that this guy, I forget his name, might have been a photographer guy, got like 3 or 4 tricks.
Gary Scott Davis or something.
Yeah, GST. That's exactly
I feel like
who
I've
it
heard
was.
this story before.
That's exactly who it was. Yeah,
I feel like I've heard this.
What's that guy doing in the video? He shouldn't be in the video.
That's
But
Levi saying that to his mates. Like, I'm better than this guy.
I'm better than GST.
Well, that's what it was like. It was sure was really competitive, Like it was
Yeah.
like if you were watching a video, like Speed Freaks would be like. But you know what was cool though? It kind of gave you hope, like because you're like, oh,
Totally.
Like if Gary Scott Davis, like he's pro, like
Yeah.
All I have to do is
I
like
can be pro.
do like a tail block on a curb and I'll be in there, like.
yeah, totally. Well, I remember when I had that Jeff Kendall board that Cooney ripped me off with. I'm going to bring that up every 10 minutes. Is that okay?
No, I'm all for it.
But yeah, seeing Jeff Kendall in Wheels of Fire, and because there's so much mana in just seeing any of these dudes in those videos, and if you could do something that they could do, you were pretty happy with yourself. Like, because I remember he would do that. That was so weird. He'd grab Indy.
And then like kind of like
Do that weird
wiggle
shuffle
across. Yeah,
Go,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, yes, I can do that.
Yeah.
I'm as good as Jeff Kendall. Maybe I'll go pro one day. But yeah, I think but Chris Miller was like, and it's sort of the thing I think that so many people loved about Lance Mountain is, that he may not be as good as the rest of the Bones Brigade or whatever, but he's the funnest. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's having the most fun doing that weird parallel pogo video and sort of goofing around and stuff. It's kind of a good reminder that it's the reason you started doing it because it's fun.
Talking about Kieran Cooney and Chris Miller. Apparently, did Chris Miller do a graphic for you on
Yeah.
your boards? Yeah.
Yeah. The second
Was
board.
it specifically? Yeah. I heard he told me that I don't know. He was sending me some little video. I think St. John posted.
Who Maury was? Or?
No, Kieran.
Oh, Cooney.
There's like a video of you, St. John posted, and it was like you and Cheapskates, and it was like kind of like Cheapskates, and it was like kind of like on some kids TV show or something. Anyway, in the background, or you're actually selling a kid a board. And then
Yeah. At Cheapskates.
He's like sending me a picture. What board is that? And I'm like, I'm not too sure. It looks like a Ed Templeton. And then I think he ended up maybe messaging you about it.
That's
and
right.
It was it was your board.
My board.
You were selling to a kid, but then it was a Chris Miller designed or drew the
Yeah,
graphic.
yeah.
So I was like, that's pretty special. That's sick.
Yeah, it was. When he stayed, he did a whole bunch of drawings that were just sitting around the house, and we go, that one looks good. Can I? He drew them all for Maury.
I can't remember that board off the top of my head,
Yeah.
but I remember seeing that video that St. John posted, and so I should know it. But
it was.
What was the graphic?
It was. I was a little bit forgettable because it's a classic New Zealand story, like the screen printer realised that the board, that the graphic would be bleeding past the edge of the board.
Yeah.
And so, okay, I'll just shrink it down by 75%. And so this board, like at least with Neil Blender's that little square graphic on his board, it was intentional. But this board of mine that came out with the graphic that looked so small and so out of, like it was a mistake basically.
Yeah.
And I think the board sales sort of represented that as well. But but Frank was stoked. He's like, fuck it, we won't pay him. And I go, that doesn't make me feel any better, bro.
Would have made him feel better. He loved not paying people.
Yeah, but I think the first one sold super well, and then that one not so much.
Mates down in Hawke's Bay were rocking that board. I remember when it came out.
Yeah. I met someone last weekend at this barbecue. He goes, "Oh yeah, man, I remember driving from Tauranga to Auckland to buy your board from Cheapskates." Stuff.
Oh,
I was like, yeah, what's up, man?
That video, was that off when we did that TV show? Like, I can't remember what it was called, and it was like, was there like a woman host? Like, and I remember they had like, boom, shake, shake, shake the room, like for the song, like, and it had like, you know, when they always like, when you do stuff for TV and they'll like have like, they'll show you like doing bales, but they'll play it like backwards or something, and like just real weird, like, like funky mixes. I'm trying to remember who the,
what was that?
who the host was, but I wondered if it was off that show.
Oh, it may well have been, because I didn't have, because I had a shed with like 30 VHSs that I gave to St. John like 15 years ago or something, and he's been slowly digitizing them over the years. That's where a lot of that sort of lost footage of mostly of Maury popped up from. But yeah, I think that must have been just a little snippet inside it.
Yeah, it was. I just remember doing that TV show and like we were skating Grayland Ramp, and I thought maybe that was part of it. But
yeah, that was a good session. But we did lots of TV, and because when skateboarding at that time was sort of still relatively new, and then anyone who would come to the shop going, we need some Rad 2 ice block or whatever, and Chris can do that, or whoever, or some TV show. We got paid.
Was the kind of like the go-to spot for any of that sort of stuff? Like if you were associated, you kind of, I guess, people didn't know where to go, and Cheapskates was the spot.
It was scary though, like going into Cheapskates, because like you and Maury like were kind of like quite gnarly, like.
Oh really?
Like I don't know, like I'm sure like you'd like sort of.
I'm the nicest guy there's ever lived.
I'm sure you guys would like sort of like, you know, like play tricks on people, like, you know, like trick them into buying the Kieran Cooney like PTSD, like, so you'd like try and sell them like.
Oh yeah, we never did anything nasty. I think I think there was one guy, Simon Amos, that we worked with. He I think part of his thing was he'd get kids to agree that if they can drink a 2 litre of milk.
Dude, I was doing that. I remember doing that, and it's like impossible.
Yeah, if you don't, and if you don't spew,
you
would get a free set of wheels, and it's like there's no way, especially any. Man, I think it's illegal, doing that.
I'm pretty sure
Probably
we
is
made
now.
some kids like vomit so bad. It was just like, and then they'd come back like every week or something. And I remember one big dude coming in all the time.
So like, so you would have been like, so you were skating at Altier Square and like in places like the Bubbles, which was the spot opposite Cheapskates, and all around the city. Like, did you see like? Do you have any funny stories or anything about like some of the characters at like Altier Square and like some of the things that went down? Like,
most of the weird stuff happened working at Cheapskates. Like no shit. Like there's so much.
Dude, I think skateboard shops or skate shops in general just attract kind of like freaks in a way. It's like every shop I've worked in is like. There's always a dude that comes in that you've got to like ban. You end up banning him, or you give him a time limit. He's only allowed to be in the shop for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Or you know, but then they're weird creatures that come in.
It was mostly about theft, Like it was like
I was just thinking of that.
The
like
original
the TCGs, like the gangsters and stuff that would come in. And I remember being in there one day and you were working and I think I was just hanging out and like and and they kept turning the door alarm off.
That's right.
Because you know like the tags,
like
the security tags, and
Genius.
so they'd like move around. They were looking at the racks, and then like and they'd say go around, and then you'd go over, and like and the thing would be switched off again.
They were tricky, man, and it didn't take long for us to figure it out. But it was pretty smart, It was pretty impressive. But man, there was so much. We were the original Ram Raid store. Like we had starter jackets, and I think one of our techniques to prevent people from stealing too much or too quickly was, this is the last line of defense, like, okay, we'll make sure that the jackets aren't on the racks uniformly. Make sure you mix them up, like forward and back, so they can't lift them all off at once.
Oh, the
Oh,
rack,
yeah.
the hangers.
But what we had to do because there was 2 drive-through shopping occasions, and then Frank had the genius idea of
putting that bar.
a massive pole at the front, and it was like all it was held on with a relatively butty padlock.
Yeah.
You would have, with some bolt cutters, just chopped through that and moved that away. But
I guess it just meant that people couldn't just like come flying in and.
I think later on the curb got quite high too, so it would have been harder to try and jump that curb, because I remember like when I was in there, it was like, but ram raids, and then I think Frank or Cheapskates had like the fresh stuff for the time as well. It was kind of like
no one else had it.
everything in there was pretty.
I think after that it became more of a worry about internal theft and the people who worked there and the people who were affiliated with it.
I wanted to bring up with Frank is like there was a guy, I won't name him, but he was a rollerblader. He was in there like doing side hustles and stuff, like, hey, I'll get you this pair of skates, pads and that, and I can do it for like $500 off, but you have to come later on.
Oh God.
And I went to Frank, I was like, hey, you know this dude is doing some sideline hustles, and
what could go wrong?
What happened is my hours got cut. He got a promotion to work inside Kelly D, which later on I found out it was just so they could keep an eye on him, but they didn't want to flick him.
Yeah. Right. That's too bad. He made too many
So it was
extra
kinda
sales.
like,
Man, that's terrible. That's so bad.
I was like, I narked on the dude, and then I was the one that I felt like I got.
You got punished.
Yeah, I was standing up for like the shot,
Doing what's right.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's.
What did you think that Frank saw the initiative that he was taking and like getting a side hustle? So we need to get that boy in the right job.
Put him in the right
Yeah,
position.
It's very smart. He's
Get it.
got
We need to channel that.
huge potential.
He's a prodigy.
Yeah, but I think there was lots of. And I worked at Cheapskates Henderson for a while, which is it was an outlet store where all of the bad stuff got dumped. Remember, Hardcore, that Aussie company, got the license to make Vision streetwear.
Yeah.
It did all these horrific shorts that were disgusting. Like you couldn't believe that they were actually made by Vision.
Yeah.
But anyway, they got shipped out to that Cheapskates
shit.
Musashi. Maury used to give me shit. He's like, Cheapskates Musashi, which is a wave ski, like Cheapskates Musashi, Chris speaking, and it was me, and I'm like, what does this place even have wave skis? Like, we would get like sometimes if we're lucky 2 or 3 customers a day, but no one ever came in for the
Because Frank must have gone in deep on wave skis, like when skateboarding sort of went through that death. And he got into like rollerblading and wave skis and skateboarding kind of went underground, and Blue Tail Lounge opened up, and that was like catering to the hardcore scene.
Yeah.
It sounded like he took his eye off a couple of times and like over-ordered, and then like trends changed or something, because he was telling us the reason why he went bankrupt the first time was his general manager at the time bought $150,000 worth of Vision streetwear key rings, the little skate
fingerboard key rings.
And it was one of those stories. Is it true or is it not? But
Sounds like a lot.
Yeah, like $150K worth of.
What is that?
Remember those plastic, like they were like
the first
Tracker and
before
Vision, like
came out.
like plastic, like with they were sort of shaped.
You couldn't actually use them. They were just key rings.
But
And they were like, and they were terrible, and they were always giving them away at comps. Like even when like boards were like double kicks and stuff, they were probably like still like giving them away.
That was the excuse.
The wheels didn't go round and stuff. Yeah, those were shit.
I think it was because like the general manager at the time, because Frank went on holiday, saw the margin that they were making off these things, so he decided to like put it all on like 150K. Well, so Frank says, and that led him to go into receivership or whatever.
Yeah, right.
First time.
So there's so much theft from. I think those. I don't know. I can't imagine someone would steal those shorts, but there's a few break-ins there. But half those short, like 88 pairs of Vision shorts are unaccounted for. Okay, that's a win. Like, I mean, there's a big enough curse to the person who owns them now.
I think around that time too, it was like it seemed like there was a whole that sort of gangstery sort of movement was huge. I remember like
Yeah.
was it like Boys in the Hood or kind of around that era was like there was heaps of little kind of like gangs popping up around,
Yeah.
and it was kind of pretty rough back then, eh?
Yeah. Well, I think most of we'd end up chasing people out of the shop quite a lot, and you'd just yell, you'd stay with them long enough and just keep yelling to drop the jeans or whatever, and they eventually just give up.
Yeah.
And but the worst one was, oh man, I feel bad about it, even thinking about it. But this dude on a Sunday morning was just sort of sifting around the shop, just looked like a normal guy.
Yeah.
And then I was just watching a skate vid with this other dude. And then I hear this sort of smash at the front door, and the dude had grabbed a box of rollerblades. And you know those boxes are real flimsy that they come in, they sort of tuck in. And so he'd run off with the box. He would have got away with it if he hadn't dropped the skates. The skates sort of fell out. And I don't know, you sort of feel a bit of a sense of being a bit slighted, you know, like, how dare you steal from? It's not my shop. Like, I'm going to put myself in danger. But I went running out there. This is so lame. Wisdom and hindsight or whatever. But and he was sort of laughing, yeah, fuck you, and all this sort of stuff. I'm like, fuck you, dude. And then I yelled out to the Mapstones, you know, those two Aussie guys.
I remember that.
Yeah, and so we're all living above.
Wasn't like Andrew up there like in his boxer shorts or something, and he like ran out and like beat the dude like or something with like in his boxers, half naked.
Yeah, it was real early on a Sunday morning, and I go,
this guy's making toast or something.
This guy's trying to steal or something, and the guy takes off, and I go, come on, Anthony, Andrew, come on, and then we all chase him, and they're in their boxer shorts, and I'm chasing this dude down the road past a church. All these people are like, leave him alone and stuff. And then the Mapstones come flying. I look through and they're both virtually running naked in boxer shorts and like Andrew flopping about. Yeah, let's fuck this dude up. And then I slid over and wasted my knee. And so I was a bit pissed off. And then Andrew and Anthony, they didn't actually know what was going on or why I was needing to get these fucking $80 skates back. But Anthony comes in with a flying knee, just boosh, knocks this dude down in front of the church. All the people who are there gathered, the congregation were like, oh, leave him alone, you bastards. Stuff. And then we walked the dude back. We're going to make a citizen's arrest or something. And fuck, man, this is horrible. I'm pretty sure his wife and kid were there, and the
in the car, like waiting for their rollerblades.
Yeah.
Go, Dad.
Yeah.
Probably
Size 8. The black pair.
Yeah. And I always imagine the dude who I left in the shop to be chucking heaps of product in the rubbish bin and then collecting it after hours after the rubbish. I always imagine that was what happened.
Oh, right.
It wasn't
that
spittle.
old chestnut.
We heard about the vacuum.
Yeah.
The rubbish bin though. That's
Oh yeah, pretty smart.
too.
But
Oh, classic. Any other stories from Cheapskates
yeah.
or Frank Edwards?
Oh yeah, Frank's. I think I mentioned to you, that Frank's dad, Stan Edwards, is hilarious, man. Like, he's a good guy.
Is that the cougar jeans and the baked beans and
Oh, yeah. Story. Tell us that.
Well, the funny one was he always used to get all of our names wrong,
yeah.
and he thought Brooke Howard Smith, rollerblader, come
Betty
TV
Useless
presenter.
ponytail.
Yeah, he thought he was Maury. He goes, look at that bloody Maury, and we always used to laugh because we used to impersonate Stan being like that old lady from that Billy Crystal movie, Throw Mama from the Train. Get out of here, you lazy poop and stuff. And but he goes, look at that bloody Maury. Look at him, so lazy. Look at him, so lazy. Yep. and I go, that's not Maury, that's Brooke. I don't care who it is.
Betty Useless ponytail.
But he was funny, man. He would I think Frank learnt a lot of his sort of business trickery from his dad, who would go around to businesses going into receivership and buying all of their stock for like next to nothing. So
yeah,
he thought it's pretty smart, but kind of a bit uncool. But he dump all of these all this receivership product and go, make it a gift with purchase. Here's 500 pairs of airplane socks with every sale over $50. Get some airplane socks. And then I was like, okay, yeah, I guess. Just, you know how shit those socks are. They're all made of plastic and stuff. But then he had, then he had like, he went walking in the shop with 20 sombreros, like massive Mexican sombreros. Like, okay, boy, you can give these away. Make it, everything over $10 is free sombrero. We should do a radio ad for it. I go, oh yeah. Yeah. And then then the baked beans. We had heaps of expired baked beans that we all ate and got really sick. It was bad. Won't get into that one.
Yeah, I remember. I just remember the Cougar jeans. Like,
what were they?
I know he had like a container load of Cougar jeans or something. Yeah, like Cougar jeans.
Like Cougar print?
I know, like Cougar, like the brand or something.
Cougar.
Meant to be like bootleg of like a Lee or I don't know.
Oh,
like,
Lee,
like
Wrangler, and Cougar. Yeah, right.
Cougar jeans.
Yeah, here's all the stuff that no one wants. You can give it away.
I remember being down in Hawke's Bay and like just, anyone that would go up to Auckland would go to Cheapskates and was like, they'd come back and they'd tell you about the experience and like, it's so much cool stuff. Like in my head, I always thought, fuck, I need to go there and check it out. But little did I know there was fucking sombreros getting sold with every purchase over 50.
I would have given you one for free. No worries, man.
So you're living with Maury, like, and then you kept living with him right through like the whole sort of New Deal thing, and like you were sort of, I guess, skateboarding kind of died, and only the people who were hardcore kind of kept going, and that was when it sort of evolved and started becoming like double kicks, small wheels, and
yeah. I think we I kept working out at Henderson. Yeah, got some money from those boards, and it was cool living out there, just with the pros coming through, and that's where Ed Templeton and Justin Gerard came and stayed.
Yeah,
and so I was sitting my bursary exams with those dudes at the house, and I had like a big physics exam the next day or whatever, and I was like, oh man, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just going to go skate up and down the hallway with Ed Templeton and talk shit with Justin Gerard and stuff, and those guys, again, the flippin' wise American dudes. Like I'd been accepted to go and study at Otago Uni and do some stuff down there, but Justin Gerard's like, do you really want to do that? And I go, I'm not sure. And he's like, well, man, if you'd go and do that, you can kiss anything to do with skateboarding goodbye. And so he's like, don't do that. Come and hang out in the States with us. And I go, oh yeah, that sounds like a much better idea. So it was a tough phone call to my folks saying, I was going to do that. But so that's always something I can go back to. But yeah, that was the kind of in to go up there and hang out with those dudes.
So how long did you go over to the States for? Did you just go to SF or did you go?
Oh, I sort of travelled around. Do you guys mind if I go bathroom?
Yeah.
No, you go for it, bro.
As well. So yeah, you go first.
Sorry.
Bro.
Okay.
So good. Everyone's like fucking old, prostate.
Do you last the whole night, or do you have to do a mummy in the middle of the night?
I usually get up like. Now that I'm not really drinking, I sort of sleep till it's less. When you're drinking heaps, you fucking get up.
Can you mummy? I guess we go from here to go into how we brought all the new tricks back from the States.
Yeah.
He was busting all these brand new moves, and I thought I was going to get smoked. But,
Should we just open all of those?
yeah, you're going to have to.
Well, it'll be an odd number if I don't.
Odd numbers.
To be awkward. That awkward moment when you guys are fighting for the last beer.
Oh, yeah, save us, bro.
I better save you from that awkward moment.
Oh, yeah, this is the hard one.
Foomf. Did you get it?
Close to 4 hours.
I put my lips on that one.
I thought you put your lips on that one.
Oh, shit.
The one with less in it. Do you want me to try and open it?
Yeah. I'll just go for a mimi.
Oh, do you need a cloth? Cheers, bro. Thanks, man. Thank you.
Cheers, bro.
Not ragging too hard on Frank.
Oh yeah, fuck it. It's
He knows the truth, eh?
it's all good. Like I mean, I have to be careful not to go too hard on the old guy, but at
Yeah.
the same time, like I mean,
Yeah.
he's definitely dealt it as well. So he's definitely dealt some shit out.
Yeah. I'll say some nice things he did.
Yeah, he did lots of nice things. He was like a sort of a fatherly business sort of mentor to a lot of us.
Yeah. He was smart.
And it was always sort of fun, even when he.
Yeah. Because I think I went up to Hong Kong. I went and lived up there for a while with those dudes, Jim and Ken and all that.
Oh, did you? Is that when? Because you met Rocky. Is that?
Yeah.
Because you met Rocky. Because I remember. So was that before you went to America, or was that?
Oh, so that was after?
That was after.
Yeah. So I'd come back, and then we can talk about that if you want. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we can. I mean, I was just sort of continuing, and Shay will just come back, and
Okay.
we can. But yeah, we can.
Oh, we're recording now.
Oh, it's still recording.
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, just
Oh.
Yeah, is it kind of anything that we've missed in there? Or we're going to
Oh.
halfway there?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we're just up to like when you went to America and where you went and who you hung out with and what the.
Yeah, that was an insane trip, hey. Like it was I think it's funny looking back as you get a bit older and kind of seeing it for what it was, and it was kind of ridiculous what I guess again. I'm just gonna call this podcast "Thanks, Maury," for everything.
That's what we've been doing now.
He made that happen. Like he basically gave me numbers of people to call up and down California.
But had you previously you'd organised things like before you went, or you weren't just like?
Yeah, I organised. I was part of. Well, through Maury's distribution locally, he was hooking me up with New Deal stuff. But then, going up to the States, they put me on the flow team.
Yeah.
For New Deal, which was amazing. So initially asked Ed and Templeton and Justin if I could stay with them, and I'll put on the spot. You know what I mean? There's no way they're going to say no. So it's kind of like that's kind of set. And then once I was on the flow team, I was given different numbers of different people to stay with, and because I was on that team, that was all sort of a little bit expected. If you're going to travel all this way, it's not too much to ask to put me up for a sort of a few nights or whatever.
And skateboarding wasn't huge at the time, so it wasn't. It was sort of like, I think, if you met someone in another country and they wanted to come and especially like you probably showed them a certain amount of hospitality when they were here, and
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have, like you said, that would have been amazing. Like, how long were you out there for?
It was about
Where did you stay? Kind of like, did you SF, LA?
yeah. I flew into LA and was waiting for I was in a Motel 6 in like Westminster, just in Orange County,
yeah,
just waiting for Ed Templeton to come back from Munster where he won that World Cup.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So he
yeah,
just
yeah.
came just off the back of that, and it's like the first thing I'm going to do is go out and find a hydrant to ollie over, because I've never done that in New Zealand. So and there's this little Mexican kid was watching me like clapping, going, "Yeah, man, you could get heaps of girls. You keep doing that." I go, "Yeah, man. Oh, thanks for that. It's a good tip." But yeah, it was cool. I sort of arrived there and
So you had a couple of days or a week by yourself? or
just
something?
sort of cruising around, letting the jet lag thing happen. But I remember that there was an In-N-Out burger joint across the road that I never heard of, and that sort of became popular here, like recently.
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, "Fuck, man, I've been having that. I went and had that stuff in the 90s, mate." But yeah, waited for Ed, and then he I think I stayed with him for a fair few days, and it was amazing. Like he'd take me out. He spent most of his time sort of skating around like 10, 11 at night, in a lot of the mall car parks and stuff. And there was a Gon's Gap, and
Because there would have been not really any skate parks hardly, I guess. Like it would have just been all like street at that point.
Yeah, that's right. It was like, well, with him anyway, it was Huntington Beach High School and different places that he just sort of session. Him and Jason Lee would just go out heaps. And
So you skated with Jason Lee, or
no, I think he was out of town, but he just said that it was cool to be skating with someone new that all he ever skated with was Jason. So quite good. And
sick.
I did this little Gon's Gap, and Ed was all stoked for me, and then he did it. And then he tried to do like an impossible on it or over it or something, and just ate shit. And it was a real bad slam. I remember like, he really slammed them, and I'm not sure. Do I go up and say, "Are you alright?" or
Oh, yeah.
don't want to be like you're kissing your ass or
Right.
something, or just try and play it cool and stuff. And he's like, "Dude, that really fucking hurt, dude." And I go, "Oh yeah. I bet." It was like fucking heavy. It was a bad slam.
he was a big dude. Like he slammed, like when he slammed like
Yeah.
super hard. Like
Long way to fall, eh? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like quite he's quite plank-like, as well.
that's so surreal that you were kind of skating, because he at that point, like you said, like he just won Munster, and he was
yeah.
like
He was like the guy.
he was like the new guy, and the impossible was the trick, and and nose bonks, and
How
Yeah.
long after was that? Oh, so they came over to New Zealand, and then how long after them being here did you go over?
Maybe 6 or 8 months later, once I'd
Oh yeah,
saved up some money and stuff.
because he was huge at that time too. But then, like you said, he went back, and then probably was still like dominating all the
that's the
contests.
thing. He was like nose blunt sliding
Yeah.
like blocks, like just he
Yeah.
was going big, and like he
Yeah, he was the guy for a good like 2 or 3 years there, eh? Like him and
Yeah.
I remember that Mike Vallely part of theirs together was
Yeah, it was like him, Vallely, Jason Lee, and then your Gons, because that was around sort of like just before video days happened, I
Yeah.
guess, or like around that sort of time.
yeah.
What was it like staying with him? He's kind of seemed like a interesting character.
Were you vegan, like vegetarian back then, or were you like?
Oh, yeah,
Because you lived with Maury, and like he was vegetarian.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
And then those guys.
Didn't have much choice, eh? But yeah, that was good. And yeah, that because that's what they were making weird smoothies every day out of broccoli juice and stuff. It was a bit much, but yeah, it was full on. Like he was painting. He'd spend most of his days painting, and he's like, "Hey, dude, like, what do you think of this?" And it's like this spread-eagled portrait of Diana, his missus. I go, "That's awesome, man. Look at this, great. I love it. What do you say?" And then I think she, I think her grandfather had died or something, and so she was sort of needing for those two to be alone. So I basically got palmed off to, this happened a few times to different people, but I ended up going to stay with the dude, the warehouse dude from New Deal who packed all the team packages.
Yeah.
And he was cool, man. He like go skate every day, and then later on when I ended up in San Fran and stuff, like all the pro guys delivery, the packages would come, and they get like 3 or 4 boards or whatever, and then my box was just massive. It had like 10 boards in it. It was like real heavy. The guy just stuffing it with t-shirts and stuff. So it was just like, and all of the pros like that. Rick Ibaceta, New Deal guy, is like, what the fuck? He's got, look how much shit he's got.
You got to go throw down with the warehouse guy, man.
Yeah, I'll hook you up, man. I'll hook you up.
Yeah. I guess like you're on the other side of the world though, and I find like Americans are always good like that. Like if they're like, you've come all the way to America, like they won't let you pay for stuff, and they'll like, like they'll really try and like make it easy for you.
Yeah. It was pretty awesome how welcoming everyone was, like, because I got shit. Yeah, and basically I was a stranger. I mean, at least with the dudes, the New Deal guys I stayed with that guy Fred Orlando in San Diego.
Yeah.
We did a couple of road trips to that Santa Barbara, that Powell warehouse, and it was
Skate
me.
Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was me, him, and Alfonso Rawls. That guy was with us. And Wade, I think we skated with that guy Wade Spire up there.
Oh, sick!
He just tore that place to bits.
What's up, Wade?
Yeah. and so then I think Fred Orlando's mum got sick of me, and then it's time to get the fuck out.
What did you do to Fred Orlando's mum?
Oh no! She was just like, who the fuck is this dude, and why is he at our house for so many days in a row? And then so
I'm out.
Yeah, got shifted up to San Fran, where and I had no idea of what I was walking into. I'd never even heard of EMB or any of that stuff.
Yeah,
it was just like,
well, because that would have been like so kind of new. Like that was kind of like the next era, and you kind of went there like right.
Yeah.
Right at the moment when it was kind of being born, or like it just,
Totally. Yeah. I it was pretty much mecca of street skateboarding in the 90s, right? Like we were there. I was there for a month or two.
Wow.
With Justin Gerard, but every day we'd go down there, and there was just their tight crew of like 10 dudes that were there every day. Like the coolest guy, actually probably the coolest guy I've ever met in my life was that guy, James Couch.
Yeah.
Real skateboards guy. And he was a massive dude and just huge personality, but like...
He was the enforcer, wasn't he?
Yeah, the mayor. They called him the mayor.
Yeah.
Because he was kind of always looking out for people, always looking out for me. Like they kind of pulled me in there and just made me part of their crew like straight away.
Yeah.
And I was like... I'm not worthy. I was like, I'm just some dude from New Zealand, you know what I mean? But
you're fully worthy, bro. You could have been on. You should have been on New Deal. You should have been in those videos. You know, you were kind of like that point, or even when you just come back from that trip, you were like, on that level.
But yeah, it was. But yeah, it was good because I could hang with those dudes. And
was it like Mike Carroll and?
Yeah, Mike Carroll was the one who freaked me out the most. Because it was sort of like everyone was amazing, and on an interesting, it was really interesting from if you're sort of studying each of the people, and I think you guys touched on this in one of the podcasts, but that everyone sort of understood that Mike Carroll him and Henry Sanchez were like the two dudes that were untouchable, that no one was better than them.
Yeah.
But that didn't mean that you were less of a skater for not being as good as them. It just meant you just had to be more creative or more interesting or own what you do, and as far as being a good skater goes. And sort of looking back at it, it was like a guy, Greg Hunt, a real guy, and he would sort of go back and forth. I mean, it was actually a lot like AT Square on a slightly bigger, grander scale, because it was bricks. Wasn't that easy to skate on.
Pretty shit ground. Yeah.
And it was brutalist, like same as LTS Square, like LTS Centre, like it was all kind of that style.
Yeah. And so it was him. Chico Brenies was there every day. Amazing. And Rick Ibeseto was my favorite, because it was like he felt like he's like for me anyway, like within the level within reach, where if you just do what you do, don't try to do too many different tricks, and don't try to do everything, but just do what you do really well and skate fast and look good doing it. That's kind of everything. And there was that guy Carl Watson, Javonte Turner was there. Fucking funny Javonte's story. Yeah, it's like we were just hanging there one day, and we look over and there's this dude sitting on this bike, pulls like a hacksaw out of his jeans and just starts trying to hacksaw through this bike lock. Then Javonte sees it, and James Couch being the mayor, it's like, Javonte, fucking go sort that guy out. Then Javonte comes flying through like, boosh, big
karate
kick, and then knocks the guy out of there, saves the day, keeps the bike safe. But yeah, it was like, every single person there was cool, because they had their own thing going, and they were just working really hard to perfect what they were good at, you know. Yeah. And it was pretty cool, and I was over there with another guy, Simon Evans, who's a English
dude. He pops up like he must have been pretty like huge at the time, because he's always like on Instagram. You pop up, and I kind of know. Yeah, when you sort of see like an Instagram picture from the 90s, and you can kind of like, before reading who it is, you know who it is. You kind of Like, and I always pick his ones, and I'm like, who was this guy? But I remember seeing him in the mags all the time.
Yeah, he was always in like English. The Form Ones, wasn't he? Like whenever there was like an English.
So
like,
he obviously was on that level. In that time.
Well, he was on the team as well.
Oh, he was on New
Deal. Yeah. So that's why, because he ended up staying with
kicking it with him.
Yeah, with him at Justin Gerard's place, and his missus wasn't too stoked. It was like, I remember it came to a head one night. It's like, just what the fuck? What is this? The New Deal Hotel and stuff. And I've been there for weeks. It was bad, but that guy Simon was cool, and the thing about it was like, every day there would be some sort of MBD thing, like, you know, I think we showed up on Halloween one night. Mike Carroll was filming for Plan B, that questionable thing.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And he does
no side nollie heel out.
Yeah, and he goes nollie nose manual, and then nollie heel out, but lands on one foot, and his leg goes out like that, and then he goes to snap it, and
but he didn't. Apparently, he didn't crack it or something. That's why they stopped.
They cut it.
Yeah. They cut it because he went like, and he was sort of half stoked that he kind of made it, you know.
Yeah.
But no, being a perfectionist, like he probably went back and did it another time. But it was cool watching him, man, and he was basically like a video part, like watching him just skate around. He would skate doing hard stuff like he'd do. Like pop shove it, late shove it. Yeah. It's just for fun. And then just cruise around at speed. Big just tray flip, and then kickflip nose slide, and then just doing all this sort of real hard stuff, but without falling off at all. And it was just like, and I think it's like, you sort of see it, and there was a mistake I made. It's like, man, like, I don't think I'll ever be that good. You know what I mean? Like,
it's pretty soul destroying when you see someone who is that good and sort of realize that it's
yeah. It's just like it's a gift, and a work ethic, and seriousness and focus, and all, like everything he was doing was to be as good as he was, you know.
Yeah.
On top of how good he was already.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like a
that
perfect
was,
storm.
You being there at that time, he was kind of like about to become the next guy. You know, that video when he came out was like, he was like, you know, Ed Templeton, but a few years later.
Yeah.
He was kind of, everyone wanted to be like Mike, and
Yeah, totally.
he was doing like the freshest, hottest, dopest new tricks. And
That was right when pressure flips had come out, wasn't it? So like, no, because like,
But Carol did good pressure flips, man.
no, because like, but you know, you were talking about it, and it kind of made it sound a lot more like sort of, you know,
that's
like
a pressure
questionable.
flip,
But it was kind of like just before that, like I guess questionable was filmed, but
it was still pressure flips.
But how long did it take you after you saw a pressure flip when you were over? And was that in SF? And then you obviously picked it up pretty quickly.
That was probably when it came out, right there. Eh?
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
saw like the first month that they were coming out.
Yeah, they were. I think, that 1281 New Deal video came out, and I think Justin Gerard had heaps of quite fruity pressure flip combos and stuff, and I kind of learnt just this straight one, and it's the only one I ever really did. But yeah, I didn't learn that or late shove until I got back. It took.
You were like, damn, I gotta get them by the time I come back.
but you know, you
We're
kind
be
of
the first in New Zealand to have them.
because you try, it's just a process. You kind of, I think I remember being, at Fort Miley place with the bank and the bar.
Yeah,
doing one over the corner hip.
Yeah, I learnt them there on Unreal. Started trying to learn them there, and but I think there was that, and late shovels and pressure flips was sort of the thing, and then I'd been trying them for a few weeks while I was up there, and then got them pretty down by the time I came back. So it was cool.
Yeah. It felt like I can't remember what year it was. The Nationals at Napier. You kind of like bought them. That was like the first time I'd seen one with, maybe even before a video had come out. I don't know if the video had come out first and then we'd seen it, or like you were kind of like, I remember you doing them the night before, everyone's skating them in, and you're like flying around and just popping them, and I was just like, holy shit. And then like me and Ivan Gregorov were like outside after you leave, and we're like, fuck, how did he do it? We're like trying to learn them, and like, fuck, I want to learn it because I need to put it in my fucking run for tomorrow or something like that. And this like not being able to get it, and even the late shovels too were like, I was like, fuck.
See, we were lucky because like Scully came back and I was
seen it all,
like skating with you guys like 24/7, the mapstones and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like we all just sort of like got like a lesson. We got the lesson on how to do pressure flips. And late shovels, I think, and
they they're fun. It's funny, like that. Pressure flips became so unpopular. I think mostly because I think to do variations of them, it meant that you'd have to have your heel hanging on the end of one bit, or
you'd have like your foot like halfway up the side of the tail or nose, like using like and plus you'd like wear your board out all funny and
I remember my friend had Justin Gerard, and like pressure flips were so huge at that point. Just the back of his tail was just like everyone off on the corner.
Everyone had their boards had the pressure flip disease. It was like just eating away at the back, like on the side.
Yeah.
And I remember I can't remember what video it was. It was maybe the next one after that, like Chris Fissel, and it was kind of when skateboarding slowed right down and got like super flippy. Seemed like, I remember seeing Chris Fissel's part and was like, fuck, this guy, like, he's going so slow, and he's just trying to flip it as many times, like a pressure flip, leap, shove it and stuff, and it was just kind of like,
Chris Fissel kind of killed the buzz.
I think maybe he might have put me on pressure flips or something like that. I don't know.
It didn't seem like it didn't feel like the reward was there for the effort of what was happening.
I remember spending half an hour on a like shove it, like kick flip, and like just to land that one trick and then probably never do it again unless you were trying it for another half an
Well,
hour.
there was they were all like those crazy. I remember I used to do a half pressure flip and then a half flip because I couldn't do a pop shove it like kick flip. Like so, yeah, do like a half pressure flip and then a half.
It's kind of like your feet are going like this in midair, like it's like riding a bike or something.
It's like a consolation trick or something.
Oh, it's like doing a frigid air when you can't do a judo or Madonna, you know, like frontside grab, frontside. Like.
Let's take the win. Yeah. But yeah, I think.
Did you stay with Rick Ibaceta as well, or were you just kind of kicking it with him, skating and stuff? Or
it was just Justin Gerard who was. It was at his place the whole time. Yeah, but him and Rick Ibaceta was every day. Just skating at the park.
He was kind of one of my faves at that point. Like he had like a mean style, mean tricks.
Yeah. He was super good. Just real natural looking and just made everything look good. And it was kind of like that's sort of half of it. Yeah, it was cool.
Well, that was that was what you brought back as well. Was like like you showed us how to do like what was like a San Francisco pop shove it, where you like kind of like do a pop shove it, but you like keep your front foot on the board almost like.
Yep.
Like you sort of like. It's like you sort of have that front foot catch, like, yeah.
It was almost like, how high can you do one sort of thing, like versus the.
Well, and also like and
slider shove it
and the flick shove it's too, because that was new. Like just when you just like do a pop shove it, but you don't hit the tail, you just flick it.
Yeah, right.
Like that was sort of like a new thing.
We were gonna say you came back with like the fresh get up and like brought all these cool like gears back, because I remember at the
he
Nationals
definitely
and
did
stuff. You kind of always had like the main fit, or like the dopest shit that was out at the time.
Yeah. Oh, so thanks to that dude packing the packages, It was good, man. It was good. But it was funny. Yeah, that contest day, I was like, man, if I can't win this one, I will never win. Like I remember, because you won. I remember that, and I think I remember watching, going, like I can do this, and then had my run pretty laid out. But it was like, and I remember seeing it in the vert contest the year before, like Stu Kendall versus in Madgwick.
Yeah,
and Stu had on paper a much better run, but then like remember Ginge doing big flappy bloody is sort of real the Thrasher style, like do it like ride or die sort of.
Oh, you're just barely hanging on to it.
Yeah,
he had the mean facials with that came along with it too.
Yeah.
Just like he'd do stuff and be like like
it was hard out.
But it was much more exciting. I remember to watch, going, it's much more unexpected, and it was, watching him win that was cool, because it looked like he wanted it more, but it was cool.
Kind of was just like silent, just like kind of floating, like not making much noise, but still doing like the super tech tricks, but this like so calm and like almost half asleep.
Yeah. But I remember, and then not saying that was how our runs went down at all, but I think I remember it totally too. I was like, I think I did my run, and people had seen what I was doing. I did a pressure flip and a late shove it and a few things here and there, and people sort of knew what was coming, and I was like, oh, this is fine. And then I remember your run, you didn't fall off anything, and then you're heading towards the hip, and I go, oh great, he's going to do it like a double kickflip, backside 180, and he's going to make it, and everyone's going to go nuts, and you never ever fell off. I remember that.
I remember doing a double kickflip
when it was
over the hip, and then I remember doing like a quarter pipe and doing a blunt nose tap revert. I think those are the only two things I can remember. I remember the double backside flip because everyone was like buzzing out on it, and I was like, kind of looking back, I was like, fuck, I don't know, it was a bit of a cheesy trick, the double flips.
Yeah,
But I don't know, at the time,
good.
maybe. it
But you were probably
passed.
like trying to make up for not being able to do pressure
Yeah,
flips,
yeah,
or
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like, and it's like, okay, I'm going to do a double flip.
I probably had
like,
the home court advantage too, because I knew that park, like I skated it every day. So
Yeah.
But-
But I remember I was like, hey, he outsmarted me.
But he definitely switches. Like I've seen him like in quite a few nationals, and like when it's the finals and it's the run
Yeah.
that counts, he won't fall off, and he'll
At
just
all.
be doing tricks that you hadn't seen him do. Like
I remember
he'd just be like pulling shit out of his ass, like that, like
actually, I remember
blunt nose slap reverts and stuff.
Totally. No, because I remember at that first nationals when you were in the under 16s, I think I went up to you and said, like, "Oh man, you should enter the open, dude. Like, you could place well up there."
Yeah,
but it was funny, man, because I was like, I got Jeff Sanders to contend with, and now there's this fucking guy.
well, I don't
I was
know
like,
what happened.
I just
to
wish
Jeff,
you
'cause
weren't
everyone
around.
was telling me that fucking Jeff was like coming in and he's gonna fucking like.
What are we
do some
talking about?
crazy shit.
Skate Pit Nationals or the
This
one
is a skate
before?
pit. No, I don't think
The
Jeff
skate pit.
came to.
Because Jeff
Manly.
didn't come to. No, but he didn't come to the skate pit,
Yeah,
did he?
no.
No, he was in Wellington, but he didn't enter. Like he came down. I remember him skating like a day or two beforehand.
Yeah.
And then fucking just didn't bother to enter. I was like, fuck that dude's
Yeah.
so underground and cool. Like he just came and didn't even enter.
Because I remember like it was like I remember it was between you and Scully, like at the skate pit, like it was like two different styles, and like it was
It was like the last ramp kid versus the smooth operator.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was just angry that you were around, eh?
No, man. I wish you'd have kept going. Like that's one thing I wanted to talk about too. Like you kind of like dipped out pretty early. I feel like you could have been that New Deal dude. You kind of should have kept going. I don't know why you stopped or anything.
Well, you sort of kept going for what? There was like that Cheapskates. Was it a Cheapskates video where you had the International Playboy
Oh yeah,
song?
that's right.
yeah, that part
And you
was
had that
sick.
really small T-shirt, that really small workshop T-shirt.
Oh,
Just
Was it
setting the
It's
next
gla-
trend.
it's
He was
glasses.
already in like
That
he
was
was
ahead of it.
he was already in 2025. He knew what was like the baggy jeans and the small T-shirt. That's what all the kids are
Yeah.
wearing now.
Yeah. Oh no, I think that was. I mean, those parts are kind of because no one ever really filmed anything. It was like,
That was with like the
Well,
first,
that was
kinda
like the first-
video. Yeah, it was like what was Andy's one, and then
Yeah,
the James
bro.
Gunn
Andrew
one.
Moore
Yeah.
was like that was like on the big camera, and then like the square and like those first sort of boom and Cheapskates videos were the first sort of age of the handycam.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah, I mean, hats off to those. There's only about 4 dudes that ever filmed anything, hey? And it was
Yeah.
like Andrew. It was awesome hearing his podcast and seeing a lot of his footage, and because it's kind of all we had, you know what I mean? There was him. I think that guy Dennis Fleet filmed a bit of stuff here and there, and then there's that. Oh man, I forget his name. Really good dude from Dunedin who filmed a lot of those guys.
Willie
Yeah, that's it.
Willie Vandervliet.
Vandervliet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking with
He's cool.
James Wright, and he reckons Willie's got so much good footage.
Oh man,
Try
he
and
will
tap
have like the
Mm.
he used to be sitting on that stuff down there, and like
Yeah, and I mean that's because you remember how much we would watch the same video over and over and over again. Like I remember knowing all the words to the Animal Chin video. And stuff. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And comb your hair.
yeah. Well, that's what I was saying.
Front side, yeah.
Yeah. I was watching that Hawk versus Wolf, that Jason Ellis one.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Yeah, and there was an Animal Chin reference. Well, it might have been, probably wasn't Have You Seen Him, but I was like, Jason Ellis didn't know what the reference was, and I was like, dude, how can you not know?
Dude, he was sponsored by Power too at a
Yeah,
point.
that's
Yeah.
right. He had a big Bell promo.
Crazy. Yeah, so those videos, the square, that was kind of like a monument.
And then sorry, I just had a thought.
Yeah.
So that's when you were living up above Cheapskates, like,
Yes.
and it was like you, the Mapstones brothers, and was Maury as well, and Matt Finlay, or like, I don't know, it was kind of like a changing
Oh yeah.
sort of, because that was sort of around that time, and Kieran was hanging out there, and you guys were also, as well as we were filming skate videos, when the video cameras started coming out, didn't you make like a whole lot of like weird sort of art house, like not art house, but like
pornos. I was
no,
like,
no,
So did
like,
I.
what are you
no,
doing,
like
bro?
no, like I remember. Do you still have tapes of that stuff, like Marika and the Vampire, and like?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Didn't you guys enter in the 24-hour film?
48-hour film.
48 hour?
Was
yeah.
that what
Yeah.
it was?
Yeah, we did a few stupid.
Maruka on
Videos.
Maruka and the Vampire. That's right.
That's
'Cause it was a play on Frank's girlfriend's name, who was Marika, and then you did like.
Oh yeah, that was a
Is it
cinematic
John Ford
masterpiece.
in there as well?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Ford-
John Forder.
Porter was in a few of them. Yeah, he's good talent. But yeah, we filmed like a bunch of just kind of mostly just for fun things.
Oh, yeah.
kind of stupid.
It's kind of like Leighton and Alex and that all would do little kind of movies and shit like that, huh?
Yeah. But yeah, that was a good spot up there. I think we I
Because did you?
found it.
You because you guys like renovated the whole place. It was like an old cafe or something, like an old. I remember going in there for like a video premiere when we were kids, and it was all dusty, and it was like an abandoned like
Yeah.
bar with like these big booth seats, like
pool
round
table up
booth
there
seats,
as
and
well,
like it was like some. I always thought I was like, man, this used to be like a go-go bar. I didn't even know what a go-go bar was, but like, you know, like I was like,
Yeah.
I was like 14 or something.
Yeah, it was sweet. We I think we had it for like 100 and it was basically a vacant space that had been empty there for years. That Frank had said, oh, why don't you go and ask Colin Casson, the local landlord, if anyone's using it? And I go, yeah, okay. And so he gave it to us for, which is even cheap then, was like $140 a week.
Wow.
And then gave us
The
some
whole spot.
for the whole thing.
And so you put up like some walls and like
Yeah.
turned it so it was like what, 3 bedrooms, and then there was the back room.
Yeah, it was like a New York loft sort of style.
Yeah.
There's like 3 bedrooms at the front and then the main bedroom at the back that I had. But it was a massive, big open area where it was big enough for a pool table, and
Yeah.
we had lots of good times up there.
I remember some crazy play fights and like just like, remember that dude Ken? Was it Ken McGuire?
Oh yes,
That American dude who was on Speed Freaks? One of those dudes off Speed Freaks who was like kind of not amazing, but
Average guy.
yeah. We just met him at ATS Square, and it was a classic skater story. And he came in, and he said, well, you can stay for a couple of days, and then. Dude, he was with us for 4 months. Like
him and his girlfriend
yeah,
Elena.
Elena can come
Elena.
over. She came over, and he did all the because he's from Venice Beach and quite an awesome artist, and he did
Yeah.
on all of our walls because we'd put the walls up but never stopped them or painted them or anything. But he did.
No, you had like heaps of jibboard left over. I remember it was like
Oh, is that what it
massive
was?
sheets, and they went up to the ceiling, and he like painted like all these
Yeah, big-
crazy like African masks sort of things on them, and then they left, and he left them all there, and they were like done with like chalk pastels. And I remember we had like those massive play fights, and I remember one day like
Broke one.
and like someone like got like tackled into one of them, and it fell down, and then it just got like pulled down and smashed over like your head or something, or like Maury's head, and then they all just ended up, it was just on, and then it was like
That's
it was like
right.
about 6 of them or something, and they all got pulled down and like smashed, and like the whole living room was just this pile of like jibboard and chalk. And I think
Asbestos.
I think you got like Maury real bad, and then I think Maury just went in on you, and he like got like the black chalk like all, and he was on top of you like rubbing it all over you. And I just remember you like when you got up, you turned around, you looked at us, and you like smiled, and your whole face was like blackface.
Oh,
like
God.
just like your white teeth and like the white in your eyes.
Oh,
I just
that's
like vividly kind of remember that. Like,
that's offensive even now.
it wasn't intentional.
I don't remember that. That's awesome that you remember that.
Bro,
I
I
remember
just-
it's being smashed to bits, but
I remember,
holy
bro.
crap.
Well,
Someone sent me a photo the other day at one of those. I don't know where we were. We were on some skate trip, maybe down in Taranaki, and I don't know like what happened, but same sort of thing. I'd like vivid all over my face. Maybe I'd crashed out and ginger drawn the Ultimate Warrior on my face or something.
Oh,
It was like a
great.
photo that someone sent me the other day.
Oh, but-
Drop it in right now. But
oh,
yeah,
no.
Antics on tour.
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, that guy, yeah, he stayed with us forever. Remember that? But yeah, that was a good place, pretty handy to the shop and
Yeah. Be
when
in
you
bed
were getting
10
robbed.
minutes before work.
oh yeah. I spent so much time. I was like 16 or whatever. I was like the Grom, and I'd just be there like
Yeah,
there to go skating, and you know, like, Andrew didn't drink or anything, and like
Yeah.
it was just like he was just like always. Those guys were always skating. You guys was always skating, so it was the place, you know.
Yeah. Tell us some Mapstone stories and, like, or kicking it with those dudes. They were like, kind of like a big part of New Zealand street skateboarding. They kind of had a lot to do with, boom and I guess what was happening at the time.
yeah. They I mean, we all went pretty much skated every day, and yeah, and those guys were. I mean, Anthony, I really loved, seeing him just skating fast and just trying new stuff all the time, and Anthony being more of the technician, but their whole family was right into it. I think their little brother was sort of like the puppy of the family, and
He'd always be sitting at the tier, just kind of like with his arms underneath his
Aaron.
legs and just like looking
yeah.
like quiet, eh?
Yeah, but I think in the middle of us all staying there, I somehow kept a room at that flat, but I got asked to go and work in Hong Kong with this Henderson, these Chinese dudes from from Hong Kong,
those
Jim and
guys, Jim
Ken.
and them.
Yeah.
Let's talk about those guys. They were like,
The Max,
Yeah, they were
Jim,
cool.
Ken, and Tom.
Yeah, they were funny, man. Like, no, real good skaters too. Like,
crazy.
they were all super tech. Doing hard stuff or trying hard switch stuff that no one else was doing.
Yeah, I remember seeing like a switch tray no slide on the little, how the ledger tail would gradually get bigger, like him doing something like that there.
And sticking it too, right?
Yeah, and landing it, and it's like,
Yeah,
and then jumping in their RX-7 Batmobile and like turning off,
that's right. Yeah, they were funny, man, because they, I think they were basically, it sounds a bit mean to say, but yeah, rich kids, and they come over to study here, and then they'd have, they had quite a sweet setup, and it was just them all basically flatting as youngsters
out in Henderson.
out in their place at Henderson. Yeah,
They're going to school out those ways.
yeah, I think at Henderson High School maybe.
Yeah.
And it was funny, man. They'd have a new international student come and stay with them, and who was obviously from Hong Kong, and then they'd introduce us to him, and then they would, instead of calling him by his actual name, they'd all just quickly huddle and come up with a new name, English name for them, like for this guy. And so this guy Hewitt or
This
whatever.
is Stephen.
Yeah. He's like, this name is Paul. It's Paul. He's like, and they go, Paul? And they Paul? He's like, yeah, Paul. I'll take it. But they offered me a job up there, right, in Hong Kong to come and work with them. And they'd basically been given a skate shop for Christmas from their parents. Wow. And it was funny. It was called the Now and Later.
Yeah.
And they had all these stickers that were all in the Blue Tile Lounge type style.
Yeah.
And now in big blocky.
Wasn't one of their names Now? Wasn't one of them called Now?
No, that's the Japanese. That's the new flavors. They were like the
Later on.
the Japanese crew that like kind of came follow, and then they hung out with them as well.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like Reo, Now, and then there was like a Pacific Island dude called
Who was he?
Clifton. Cliffy,
Yeah.
he was like,
Yeah.
he was the bro.
was fresh
and
too, yeah.
yeah, and
Oh, so what happened with the shop? You kind of went up there.
Oh yeah, it was funny. It was cool. It was like staying with them and with their parents and the main guy Jim. He was the eldest brother, and they had dinner in it's called Shimsha Choi, the main shopping district. They had this little shop in this mall, and it was they were competing against another shop called the BFD. That was big fucking deal. That was a shop that Rocky rode for.
Yeah.
And those guys were the cool guys, and they were kind of running the town.
Who's the BFDs?
Yeah, BFD guys, and I think they saw the Now and Later as a bit of an inconvenience, and so they basically tried to befriend me because I came over there and my job was to basically stay on the phone all night and ring, try and get distribution deals for the exclusive for the Now and Later shop.
yeah.
And they were basically a lot of World Industries, a lot of New Deal,
This is
all,
amazing.
all of the stuff that the BFD guys had because they were pretty much the only show in town, you know what I mean? And so I'd basically, I get have a few wins here and there, but my main thing was to do that and then just go around and skate and just sort of represent the shop for them.
Yeah.
And so and I wish I'd spoken more to Frank Edwards about it because I was only like,
Yeah, I was kind of like,
17,
I was
18.
picturing you when you were on the phone talking, in my head, Frank flashed into my
Yeah.
mind. I was just like, oh, he was rubbing off on you because he seemed like
yeah,
that guy was on the phone constantly to the States trying
Yeah.
to like hustle deals or whatever.
yeah. And I wish I'd spoken to him because I mean because I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like, oh, do you want to like speaking to some company called Bear, some snowboarding clothing company, just a multi-zillion dollar company.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
some dude. You're like, fax through your details and your references and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. It's like I didn't know what I was doing. And so, but all I do is go skate every day and wear their t-shirt and try and direct people in the way of the shop and try and help them succeed that way. But it was hard work skating up there. Like I was there for 2 or 3 months maybe. But you'd skate there and it was you've been up there. It's hot and humid, and you skate in the afternoon, and I remember after skating for 2.5 hours or whatever, you would hate it because of your sweating
Yeah.
thing. But there was not one part of my clothing that wasn't wet from sweat.
Saturated, yeah.
Yeah, it was like you see a lot of those from that part of the world. All those guys are so good now.
Mm.
It's like, how do they get so good? It's just so impossibly hot there to even skate most of the time.
I guess if you're used to it, then
Yeah.
your muscles will be all like
Yeah.
warmed up, wouldn't they?
Maybe that's why they're better. But yeah, those guys are funny, man. They got me I remember saying that I miss my girlfriend and stuff, and they got me a prostitute.
They got you a new one.
They go, this is our cousin. She's coming to stay for a couple
Her
of
name's
nights.
Sally. Hang on. Sally.
And she was a bit fucked up and stuff. And she's like, you going to sleep now? And I go, yeah. Good night and stuff. But it was like, yeah, it was funny. They were just doing everything they could to make sure I was happy and stuff.
Comfortable.
It was
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
funny.
So what happened after that? Because I'm pretty sure that you went up there to work for them, but then you came back like with stacks of like BFD and BFD t-shirts and stickers and you were
yeah.
best and then Rocky
Appeared on the
Rocky
scene.
was from BFT. Did he own BFD or?
Yeah, he was sponsored by them. But yeah, I mean, it was hard because you
What's it
sort
called?
of
Big fucking deal.
yeah, it was pretty good.
That sounds like freaking Rocky named the shop.
Yeah. So I kind of, I don't know. I went skating with a couple of the expat American dudes that lived in Hong Kong that were part of the shop, and had a couple of nights with them. And because after staying with Tom and the Now and Later guys, it was like, oh yeah, it's just good to go and have some fun with someone who,
Oh,
who can have a conversation with and stuff. But yeah, that got back to the Now and Later guys that I was hanging out with them, and the walls came down and they just basically stopped talking to me.
Oh
I
wow.
was like,
You're
"Oh,
on
I'd
your
probably-"
own now.
Yeah, my parents came over and they're like, "How are you going?" I go, "Not too good. The guy I'm working with hasn't talked to me for about a week and a half. I really got to get out of here."
Oh shit.
But I
So was
didn't-
that
I
like
didn't-
Tom and?
Yeah, it was Tom.
Because I remember Tom,
and
like
Ken.
he was kind of like the gnarliest one out of them. Like Jim was like super cool. Ken
Yeah.
was like kind of quiet and he'd like get like real dark. But then
Yeah.
Tom was like kind of like I don't know if he was like the oldest brother or something, but
Yeah, it was his shop. Yeah, and
Yeah.
he was pretty. He was cool, man. Like it was a pretty amazing thing for them to do for me. And actually, a funny thing is that we went and shot some karaoke videos up there. So we
Yeah.
were skating around, and there's love stories happening in this little water park, and then there's up in Hong Kong now in the back of some store is a big karaoke laser disc with me skating around in Hong Kong with some soft focus lens.
right.
So it was pretty funny.
Shit. So those guys that they didn't have the shop up there when they left, but they were down here and they said, "Oh, we're going to go back. Can you come back?" Or was the shop already exist?
Yeah, the shop was already there.
Oh, okay.
And then I went
They
up
brought
there.
you in to try and jazz it up.
Yeah, just to try and I think the main thing was to try and make their shop
Overseas
cool
distribute-
and get some new deal stuff in it. So I did broker a deal with the BFD guys to trade some World Industries for some new deal stuff, and I thought it would be fine to just create a bit of a bridge between the two shops and don't be at each other's throats, just kind of be cool about it, which wasn't to his liking. He's like, I don't want to be their friend. They're bad news. So, but yeah, being from New Zealand, you kind of naturally a bit of a peacemaker. You want everyone to get along, and that's kind of what I tried to do, but it was kind of the wrong thing. But yeah, I think if I'd spoken to Frank, he would have told me to play it a bit differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, would have given me better advice, like was it when your competitor's drowning, don't throw him a lifeline, ram a hose down their throat.
Savage.
That sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Oh,
yeah.
classic.
But yeah, I'll probably be keen to say, how good Frank was, to me, maybe more than anyone, like
Yeah.
with the way he gave me, 3 different jobs and sponsorships, and I worked for Cheapskates for like 10 years, and he gave me a Rolex when I left.
No
Which
shit.
was pretty awesome.
Was it from
watch?
I haven't checked.
the Fiji Rolex?
The Folex.
Yeah, he was good to me, man. He was cool.
So what happened after you came back, and then so did you go back to working at Cheapskates after that, and like?
Yeah, I eventually quit. I think it had just been too long. I'd been there forever, and then
Yeah.
I kind of always knew that I wanted to probably do something else, like, and went to AUT and studied advertising stuff.
Yeah.
And I always sort of thought that was kind of what I wanted to do. I mean, and the first ever bloody ad that I'd ever made was the New Deal one of the Justin Gerard sequence of him doing that Fort Miley shoot.
Oh
that he
yeah, and
did.
was that the one with the different the feelings?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had that on the cover of one of my books.
Oh, did you?
Like, yeah.
Oh,
So
no
I
shit.
had everything Justin Gerard. Like I was a big fan. But
Yeah.
But yeah, and I remember like it had like each frame and it had like an emotion,
Yeah.
and then it had like there was that manga style graphic,
Yes.
which because I'm pretty sure when you came back from SF, I bought that. You had that board like that you'd written, and it had like the faces all down the side.
Yeah.
Like and I bought that off you, and because I had that at the Napier Nationals.
That's right. Oh yeah, I remember that. I love that board, dude.
Yeah, that was sick. That was
Yeah.
sick. So you did the
They'll give
ad
you-
for that.
Yeah. I remember telling him that's what I probably wanted to end up doing, and he's like, "Oh yeah, advertising's good, dude. You should do that." Yeah, great. And I did. Yeah, and so that was the pretty cool first one to do. So
Well, I love the style of those ads too. Just like they were just like blank, like kind of yellow, with the black and white pictures, and like
Was this the pack and save ad?
no,
Oh.
no. He did an ad for the New Deal, and that was like his first
right.
foray into advertising.
Yeah, ad rubbish.
Ad rubbish.
But yeah.
Oh, you did for like actual New Deal.
Yeah. It
Sick.
was wrote that with I forget the name of the board. I think it was just before the Mad Circle brand launched. But
Yeah.
But did that ad for Justin, and it was like, oh, this feels pretty good. There's 4,000 versions of those out there in the world. It's kind of good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of something that I always felt like I wanted to do. So I think it was a combination of things why I stopped. It was that, and remembering how good Mike Carroll was, and I think I touched on it before. But that was like the stupidest thing you can do. Yeah, is compare yourself to others. Like it's like there's no benefit in it.
Yeah.
And I think that was.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like, sort of putting a cap on, or even like preventing you from trying to go further. If you look at something like that, I'm never going to be that good, like kind of giving up or stopping too early.
Yeah. And so I think it was that, and then when I was studying and just spending less time skateboarding and something it's the same as golf. You got to, if you want to stay good at it, you got to keep doing it. And so as my time spent less and less, I'd stop progressing, and then I was like, oh man, I just stop. While I'm ahead, sort of thing. Versus
you didn't even know that. That's probably you probably picked the right way to dip out. Like I'm kind of like still in here, just hanging in, trying to, and then like you've had this
The hustle
career that's kind of that you've sort of moved on to. That's
man,
taken over the next part of or next chapter.
Yeah. But it was like, I think it's a few things, and I think back then too, I remember in a few of Maury's parts, he would intercut in some of his footage his age, like
I know,
20, which is always a bit weird, but
I remember 30, and then it was
it's like I'm
14.
old. Like if you're not happy with it, you're like, oh, it's not really good enough. I'll just put my age in there so people know that I'm old.
I can blame it on my age.
I don't know if it was that, but I remember.
I don't know. So is that not what you were saying?
No, it wasn't that. It was that. And it was never a knock on that. But it was that there was an expectation that that no one would really skateboard to any real degree past 23 or 24 or something.
Yeah.
It was like a young person.
Well, I remember being a teenager and Maury being like, oh, like when you're 35, like I didn't even think he was 35. He must have been younger, but like, I mean, like, oh, like my body hurts in the morning and stuff, and and
Maury's kind of been complaining about his body since he was like 20. That seems, but like I remember actually my first time I got to the States was probably like 21, and then went back maybe a year later, and I felt like I'd missed the window. I was kind of like, I've missed it. Like thinking in my head that it was, but then like later on there's like pros that are still skating to like 40s and 50s, but like at that point it was kind of like, to me I was like, fuck, I kind of wanted to try and pursue the pro thing.
Yeah.
But then kind of like I felt like I got there too late. But in reality, I probably wasn't. But I kind of in my head had given up. But I just kept going back to have fun. But at first it was, I want to pursue that or whatever. But yeah.
I think it's probably more achievable now than ever. Really, like just as long as people don't get scared off by extreme video parts that have been filmed over the space of 2
that's
years.
the thing, like
it's like one thing.
You're saying about like watching Mike Carroll, like what's it like for kids now to watch like an 11-year-old do 900s back to back, like 3 in a row or whatever, and you know, like a kickflip 900, and I mean there's vert, but you know, like street, like the competition runs now are like they're doing everything first shot, like it's you know.
The whole thing has changed so much. Like I kind of look back at the time when we were getting into it. It was like, you know, keep saying this. There was no Instagram or whatever, but it was like, it was so brand new. You know, there was like all these new tricks like they were coming out. Like, you know, around that period where you're in San Fran, it was this like such a new. You know, there was like boundaries getting broken. Not saying that they're not now, but it was like, you know, the start of like where it is now was kind of like without these moments, it was fucking, you know, that was kind of the golden era, I feel. Because it wasn't like on every screen, you know, there wasn't phones and stuff. You weren't seeing that shit constantly. It was like you had to search for it and like get a magazine, get a video. Those were your only ways to see what was happening.
Yeah. They've got it good these days, those kids, man. But I think
at the same time, it's, you know, it's not.
Yeah, but yeah, I know what you mean. But I think that I remember Stu Kendall filming every Only Hunger session with his brothers and analysing why things weren't working or why he was bailing on tricks and sort of decoding it that way.
Yeah,
I guess you could probably do that more these days too, if you
totally
sort of thought about it. But yeah, it's probably contrary to what you're saying, but yeah, there was something special about that time because you could kind of do something that you imagined that you'd made up yourself that you think, oh, I invented that today. Like I'd do something that sort of resembled a hard flip or something that you'd never seen before, and it was kind of yours, you know. It was
yeah,
man. What about is there any sort of other stuff you want to talk about, or we kind of missed anything, or what's your what are you doing now? I guess let people know. Oh, did you guys already?
No. We just sort of reached like where you studied at AUT and then started advertising and
Well, I worked in I think doing advertising stuff for 22 or 23 years in agency land.
Yeah.
And then just sort of stepped aside from big agency work a couple of years ago I'll go out on my own and do a lot of freelance work and actually, to be honest, spending most of the time working with my sister on a wine brand that she does called Dancing Water, which I've got some to give you guys.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's like
we'll plug it.
Yeah. It's like
I have to give it to Shay.
You guys been banned.
Some big masculine glass of rosé. But yeah, me and her work quite well together and have big, you know, as it is with you. If you can imagine what it's like working with your sister or your brother, you end up scrapping quite a lot. So we have massive fights. It's terrible. And then I feel bad or she feels bad, and then she just gives me heaps of free wine. To say sorry. So I'm just like the
more scraps you have, the more wine you get.
I'm like the Pied Piper or Santa Claus, just giving wine out to all my friends. So it's good. But yeah, it's good though. She's about to win a big international, beating all the French at making rosé and stuff. So she's up
That's
for a
awesome.
big trophy next week, which achieving something that no New Zealand wine has done before. So that's cool.
So is she flying up to? Are you guys flying up to France to receive the award?
Oh, she is. Yeah, she is. I think we'd probably kill each other within 3 days.
So when was the last time you stepped on a board?
Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah. I had my cruiser up there. I go up to Mangawhai Heads most weeks. Got a couple of little cabins up there. But what did I say? What did Zeb Beale say to me one time? Like the flame dims, but it never goes out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I spent a bit of time mostly watching Maury
Yeah.
up there. But what did I do over Christmas time? Took the hardest slam I'd taken in about 20 years, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Hip.
just forgetting. No, wrist. Just forgetting how much wax the kids use these days. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't really have it at all. So I just
you
went.
try to get on a ledge.
Yeah, just went to do a frontside 5-0 and just whipped out straight away. Just imagining I was still on the blooming block at ATS. We're leaning right back and just kaboos and being about.
Did your daughter see you take the slam?
No, well, that's the thing. Because there's Maury. He looks after, sort of pushes the young pool skater guy Monty up there. He's always helping him out. And so I'll get it. I won't just pussy around. I'll try a couple of hard things and actually I went to drop in on this one section. I didn't realize there's a big kink at the bottom. It wasn't actually that high, but just sort of full body slam onto the flat bottom. And thank God no one saw, except for these little kids who came running up and they're like, "Are you okay, mate?" and there's like, I just picking myself up, and then this dude comes over on a mountain bike. "Oh, are you okay, buddy?" And I'm like, I go, yeah, I'm fine.
Dude, I do that too. Like, I'll
Just the
like,
bruised ego.
But I go, if you guys can help me find where my board went,
Yeah.
that'd be fucking great.
I'll just grab it and I'll get in my car and hopefully no one else sees me. Like, I've fully done that. Just like, take the hardest slam and then just,
man.
did anyone see me? And then just quickly get in my car before anyone can leave.
It's so shameful, way. Like, isn't that guy supposed to be amazing and stuff? Like, he just fell off dropping in.
It's part of the warm up these days. You got to take one big slam to sort of like shake you into.
Oh yeah, Shay loves a good. Shay loves a good slam.
I don't love one, but I always tend to have one right at the beginning of the session.
Oh, it's the curse. It's the curse of me.
But aren't slappies the slap? Because you like pretty impressive slappies.
Yeah.
I always found that it's like a recipe for falling quite hard. It's supposed to be the easy thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. The thing I like about it is like, man, I still like trying to jump on a ledge. My knees kind of like, the ledge at Vic used to. I felt like it used to be kind of like ankle height, but now it feels like it's above my knee. It's just like trying to get into the ledges these days, and I feel like just.
But that's like, I can't go to like a normal size curb and ride into a nose slide. Like I can't do it. I have to ollie. Like it has to be knee height, and I have to ollie and come down onto the nose in order to nose. Otherwise, my wheels just jam, and I can't like. Yeah, like, I know what you mean though. Like skating like a tiny curb can be way harder because everything kind of catches, and my wheels will catch on the ground, and you'll like fall over and like break your finger or something, like crushed underneath you.
It's true. But I sort of have a bit of a roll around there, and then spent most of my time at that Waterview Park down there. It's not too far from my house.
Oh, you live over those ways? Yeah.
Yeah. And that Valonia place is nice too.
Yeah, that's my favorite. It's just nice and smooth, and it's got good flow.
Yeah.
There's not much. There's certain sections where you don't need to really push too much. You just kind of drop in and roll that way, and then roll that way.
Yeah.
That's good. So I just stuck off the.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What any?
We've kind of reached the end of the. We could ask him like who his favorite skaters are, or like time, or
golden balls as well. What's the relevance? He said he's got to. I'll ask him that. Maybe that could be the last one. Maybe we do like some of your favorite skaters over the years, or
we sort of said Rick Upsetter and Mike Carroll, but like maybe like prior to that would be cool to.
Or what about any Murray like
radar stories? I still
your obsession for radar.
Oh, I just like.
Did he go down to Radar's funeral?
I don't think so. I don't know. I can't remember if he was there.
We'll do the radar question. Maybe favorite skaters.
Yeah, I mean, there's things that when they lived above Cheapskates, I remember like I don't know what Chris did to Maury. He played some trick on him, like fucking, I don't know, like stuck his hand down his pants and like wiped it in Maury's face or something. But I remember like Maury like pissed in a container and did a shit and put the container with the piss and the shit underneath Chris's bed. I don't know how long it was there for before he discovered it, or but yeah, that was real rank. Cause I remember like when we did Maury, I said, I said I remembered halfway through our thing that you did that, and
Or did you tell him, or we didn't?
and he was like, he said, oh, you should have brought it up, but if I had brought it up, I don't know if he would have liked it.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know. Yeah. You have to edit all that bit out.
Oh yeah, shit. Sorry.
So like there are a lot of characters around, like sort of Matt Finlay, Nathan Greenwood, sort of Radar. Like are there any sort of stories or anything about any of the people? And cause there were a lot of, I mean, there was like, you guys had a lot of parties up at that flat, and there was a lot of sort of antics. And
I got one. Who's the guy, Matt Timpson? Like I kind of remember him. Like remember he'd like have, maybe I don't know what happened, but he went to the States and came back with like piles of like fresh gear. And I remember like would go up there and sort through his like Element jeans or like whatever the latest shit was. He had like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I bought 2 pairs of ghetto wear shorts off him, like the cargos, like the like I had a pair like just like the ones that Guy Mariano's wearing in Video Days, like the dark grey, and I had the light grey ones as well, like he had.
Yeah, Matt. He lived a few houses up for me. Really, and super charming, bloody real magnetic character, really funny. But yeah, always had, because him and his brother does that strange film festival and organised the 48-hour thing.
Okay.
And
He seems like, because he bought the Hollywood Theatre, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Kind of like, I kind of bumped into him, and then we did some Gleam in the Cube release thing, helped out with him, and then I remember it was the dude who we bought like all his fresh gear from back at your flat.
Well, he went to sell one as well, and I remember like he always rock up with, like, he knew all like the underground like bands and like all those sort of straight edge, like he always had crazy Gorilla Biscuits t-shirts and like just all the like kind of merch that went along with it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember he had some amazing starter cap that as a Texas, like a fitted hat that he promised me, and I remember ringing him up every day going, "You gonna give me that hat?" He never did. He always said he would, but
it was so like that though for like gear back then, you know, like and like those, because even it must have been a trip going to Hong Kong, and like because all those like guys used to come back, bring like the craziest colored sneakers, like, and they had like Pumas and Adidas Gazelles and like
it's so fresh, eh?
and same with the Japanese guys. Like I remember like just always buying shoes off them and like trying to squeeze like my size 10 feet into like a pair of size 8s or something.
yeah. But yeah, I think was it Matt always had lots of good stuff, and I think they remember going to his room as like his whole. They were all just crazy movie guys, eh? Like he'd give us copies of Reservoir Dogs like 2 years before it came out, all of that sort of stuff. But
he seems super like had his finger on the pulse, huh?
But yeah, I think story wise, I think Radar, it was awesome catching up with you at Radar's funeral last year. It was sad that he.
I asked him if you were at Radar's funeral. He goes, "No, he wasn't there."
No, I said I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember who was there. Like, it was
a few beers afterwards, or what?
No, I also went to another funeral there 2 weeks later, so it was like they kind of all blurred a little bit.
Levi loves a good radar story.
Yeah, I'm
asking
always every person that comes in here, I'm like, because I'm just so disappointed that we didn't get to interview Radar.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
and so like any sort of gems that anyone has, like I just,
Yeah,
you know,
fair.
Oh, it was great seeing him in that. There was that, not Muck Mouth one, but that little 7 or 8 minute little mini Lee documentary.
oh yeah.
He was on the farm.
Yeah, that was cool. Hearing Radar talk about him and Maury too. But then they were in the Lee Ralph story as well, eh?
Yeah.
Because I remember because I worked with Alex Dyer there for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And I was like the whole time, like, yeah, if you want to get any, if there's one person you need to get for your doco,
Radar.
15-year doco is
Yeah.
getting some Radar.
Oh, I'm
Radar
glad that
footage.
you instigated that, because it definitely, that guy had so much to say. It just, and we all heard it so much, but it's like now I'd kill to be able to hear it, you know?
Yeah, totally, man. Yeah, he was, I think, one of those amazing characters that was a massive part of skateboarding in the country, and that at that time and even still. And it was it's kind of a little bit. I mean, the funeral itself was awesome, and it was great catching up with everyone. But you feel like, man, a dude like that deserves so much more than like an afternoon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was good. He was good to me too, man. Like, he was so hard on us as when we were from level, sort of just coming up. Like,
Yeah.
Like I remember a New Year's Eve at Whangamata. Lee Ralph was there. I didn't really know Lee, but like, I always got the feeling Lee really hated me, like because I was on Team Murray.
Yeah.
You know, I think because Lee,
The golden boy.
the first time I met him was at Paraparam. We went to lunch, and because Lee and Maury were sort of, comrades or whatever. But and they were just chatting and we hung out. And then I remember Lee sticking, like I was eating a toasted sandwich. You know, some of those gross things that you never forget.
Yeah.
Like, he had this like long fingernail, grubby finger. You go, going to the waiter, I want one of these, and it's like his fingernail going tap 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 on my toasted sandwich. I was like, oh god, you probably just have that one. but I remember Lee, Radar reminded us of how important Lee was as a figure, and we were like, on New Year's Eve, a bit sort of a couple beers deep, and we're like, dude, we're street guys. No one gives a fuck about vet skating anymore. Street's where it's at, man. And we're like, yeah, and he's like, show some respect. Let's go get Lee a beer. and I had like 4 Kiwi lagers or something, just poor as fuck, Oh man, Lee wouldn't want one of these beers though. Like, it's Kiwi lager for a start, and it's warm. But I think I gave Lee one. That's it. Let's go show your respect. But I think Lee, he was such a snake, on any sort of ramp sesh, just dropping in on you, like hardcore the whole time.
Yeah.
And I remember I was like, how could show Lee some respect? He shows us none. Like, were you there? There was like a session at Greyland Ramp.
I remember when he came back, and there was like, and I remember him coming to Greyland. It was like, and I feel like everyone who was anyone was there, and it was like, and it was the first time I'd seen a snake session like that.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah.
It was shameful. If you wrote it and filmed it as a like a scene from a show or something, no one would believe it. It's just like, it's too ridiculous. No one would ever be that fucking horrible to all these young dudes. But it was him and he, because he was a god level sort of status, and he's Lee Ralph, show your respect. But he was there with the Scottish dude, and Lee was all amazing, like so rad. Like, I think he was skating in dock boots that day.
Yeah.
Doing, basically big frontside grinds the whole length of the ramp, and then just throw it into a layback rollout at the end, and just Smith grind reverts, and we barely could do a revert. But he was doing his thing, and you'd happily let Lee go because he's Lee.
Yeah.
But the Scottish guy that was with, he's like, go Lee, it's like his little fanboy, and he was snaking us just as hard as Lee was. And so honestly, within, it was me, you, maybe 4 or 5 or 6 other dudes, and we would get one between us 10 guys or whatever it was, like 1 or 2 runs to their 10. Like, it was just
It's like
horrific.
no joke.
It was just
Straight up.
horrific.
Shit.
I remember getting snaked. I go, fuck this at the end. I go,
Remember
"I'm just
you'd
gonna
learn how
drop
to
in."
like drop your towel over and then pop it back without grabbing it with your hands. That's how much times you would be getting snaked or whatever. You learn the technique to not even have
Oh,
to
you
pick your
just
board up.
you just wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if like you were getting one go to their 10,
Yeah.
I wasn't even getting a go because I couldn't even. I was like 14, so I was like, and I remember that
Get
I
outta
finally
here.
like gave it a go, and I snaked Shane Munden, and then yeah. 'cause-
Oh, was Shane there?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm pretty sure like one of those sessions anyway, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Next time you snake me, I'm gonna put you in the car and take you to Melville.
Put
See
you
if
in-
you snake me there."
I'll put you in Middlemore.
His voice doesn't sound like that though; it's much more high pitched.
Shane. yeah. But yeah, the legend of Lee, yeah, it was pretty amazing. But yeah, I think Radar was always pushing him and giving us a hard time. But he, I think a couple of years ago, reaching out to Radar and having a few like messenger exchanges back and forth and stuff. And I remember on his 21st, I didn't, when we were all young and like no one's got any money, I sort of got 3 or 4 presents from people. But Radar gave me one of them. It was this awesome fucked T-shirt.
Yeah,
This sort of stripper on the
Yeah.
front. It was cool. But he, he wrote, the most amazing, like quite long text to me talking about how important I was and how awesome it was to see someone do well as a street skater in New Zealand.
yeah.
And just really laying it on. And I was like, man, you're the best dude ever. And that was why I was like more than happy to go down and pay my respects at his funeral and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's such a
He was totally
epic
like that.
figure, eh?
Like just so hard, like because for me, like as a grommet, like he was so hard on me and would just beat me up and chase me around parties and pour beer on me and like just it was like a tormentor. But like when I got older, like he was just super cool to me. Like and whenever I'd go to Tyrol, he'd always
Yeah.
Paid your dues.
yeah
Yeah.
like give me props and
Yeah, just like the purest bloody New Zealand's Jake Phelps like guy who just loves it so much, like everything
Yeah.
about it. Which and it was kind of cool. Like, I mean, it was his life, but the whole that I think he had that feeling, or that we all sort of feel that. I don't know, just sort of remembering back to when I first got into it at school. It's like, there's so many different aspects to skateboarding that are interesting and that you never get bored of. Like
Yeah.
we're constantly evolving.
A lot of my mates, like, who kind of like stopped, like sort of high school, midway through high school, they still like, there's like a little Instagram group of those dudes, and that's still like watching skating and like checking clips in from back in the day and kind of what's going on now. But it's kind of one of those things that I don't know. Like I'm still kind of not fully in it, but like pretty deep in it, and I cool. Even you probably still follow a couple of accounts and just keep your eye on what's happening and shit out there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that now more than ever, I think there was a gap for me where YouTube or any sort of video platform hadn't really caught on yet. But then I think sort of early 2000s, suddenly everything started becoming available, and you'd see everything being posted. And and I kind of I get one too many Andy Anderson clips coming through.
You've clicked it a few too many times now. He's like always showing up. Yeah. Gotta be careful because just so it doesn't hear that, the next 3 posts will be Andy Anderson.
Oh yeah, true. But no, I think he's great. Like the helmet thing, you can't deny the importance of him making a statement with that. Because I see that dude Bam Margera, and I remember he Did he kickflip that gap down in Newmarket?
Yeah.
He was a badass man, and he's good. But it's disappointing that he was. I mean, he was never the guy. He's sort of middle to top pro, but he's sort of the most famous out of all of them. But I see him as, you know, 40 kgs above what he was, sort of trying to ollie that gap between the two Tony Hawk vert ramps without a helmet on. I'm like your center of gravity's, man, it's all over the place, dude. I keep going with a Hawaiian shirt, and that thickened carriage. It's just a matter of time before he bashes his head in, and I'm just like, dude, you need to take a leaf out of Andy Anderson's book, mate.
Check the helmet on.
Check the helmet.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's kind of been on a tear for the last year, but he's still hasn't dropped that many kgs. Like he's still a barrel.
Yeah.
Bam Margera.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I quite like seeing. And that's the other thing, is like just when you thought you've seen it all, you'll see something that someone's invented that's brand new. That's like, why didn't anyone ever think of that? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And because when I think about it, it's like I wonder why sports like blimmin' rugby or tennis or whatever, the popularity sort of falling off, because they're just, you know, nowhere near as like they've basically been the same for the last 100 years. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah. Well, that's like I think we might have mentioned it a couple of times, like the progression, you know, from when we started, or when like a kickflip was invented, like when we were starting. So from now till there, like, you know, if you saw a kickflip and then you saw whatever some gnarly dude's doing down a handrail and like a kickflip into a rail or something, it's jumped so far.
Yeah, and we've definitely sort of seen like the limits. Like you start seeing the limits of like, you know, how many stairs can someone ollie down? How long a handrail can someone grind down? Or like, you know, until you got Andy Anderson putting duct tape and yoga mats and on handrails so that he can slow down to go around corners and then worked out that he had to wax it to make it work. And like,
that's right.
Like there's like some cool breakdowns, and it's I don't know, everything's gotten a lot more exotic. Like people are doing tricks that are really adaptive to spots, like that are, you know, have certain obstacles arranged in a certain way, and you see like a lot of people riding sort of fatter wheels now so that they can hit those spots that no one else has hit, you know.
Well, it seems like it's going in all directions, you know, as opposed to when it went like, you know, it was like, okay, street skateboarding, and then these are the tricks that you can do. Now it's kind of like anything in all directions. It's kind of like there's all these little crews doing, you know, like slappies and whatever, downhill, fucking seems like everything's cool.
So did you get into rollerblading at all?
Yeah. I sold heaps of them, eh? Like, well, I think one whole Christmas, that's all I sold at the shop.
I reckon, working in Cheapskates for 10 years, you would have sold shitloads. But I was in there for a few years, and you kind of master the technique of how to sell a rollerblade, eh?
I'm sure I remember a few sessions where we put on rollerblades and like went like skating through town, like just
man, I
for
had
a
some.
laugh. Like
I did have some, like they had the flash ones, like the
Roshis.
five five wheels, like blades.
Oh, right.
But yeah, I did have some, and then I think there's some footage in a Santa on Christmas Eve in a Santa suit rollerblading around Khyber Pass.
yeah, I do remember a few times when like we just like were bored or whatever, you know, like and we're just like, oh, let's fucking put on rollerblades and go to Alger Square or like.
Oh yeah, just skating through the traffic half like sort of 3 or 4 beers deep. Hey, it was never that good. But heaps of cars going, hey Santa, what's up, man? I think those cheap Santa outfits made of felt just rip the ass out, hey, when it fell down. Yeah. But no, we did. There's one of another Canadian dude who's pushing inline hockey at Cheapskates, and we went out to that place out in Pakuranga, the
skate station.
Skate station, yeah. We did some rollerblading stuff out there.
Is that he was kind of like the work on the rubbish trucks as well? Was that guy?
Oh, that was Alan
Vano.
Yeah. He was American or Canadian or something.
No,
I think he might have been New Zealand, but spent a lot of time.
Kiwi, but he was just really like muscly and golden, like he would. Like,
what happened to that dude?
I don't know, but he was like I'm pretty sure he was like the first dude to do backflips on a ramp on rollerblades, like, and that was probably happened out the back of Cheapskates on that ramp.
That's right.
Yeah,
he's a good dude too, man.
He was super good. Like, we had no time for any of the rollerbladers except for him, because he was just so big and like he just like
and older than
he was like a friendly dude.
He was a super friendly dude. Like, I remembered him from the rubbish trucks before he even
just running up and down, eh?
You know, it was like back when like the rubbish truck dudes were like kind of like personalities. It was like, you know, like
that's right.
But he was, I've seen him slam so hard and he'd just get up and like it was nothing.
It was a funny time, man. There was kind of like the rollerblader and the skaters, but they all kind of like meshed together because of Cheapskates, I guess, like forced to kind of like.
Yeah, there was never that sort of. Never any beef really. It was just kind of. If that's what you want to do, you go for it, man.
Did you do that American TV show? What was it called? Riptide or
High Tide?
High Tide.
Yeah, I've got footage of us in it.
Yeah, and we were because that was a time when like the skateboarders and the rollerbladers all kind of got thrown in together, and we were like a skateboard rollerblade gang, and it was like, and we're all hanging out on set like all day with all these rollerbladers and like
show or?
And it was like kind of like pretty tense, like just
right, just the vibe generally.
Well, I mean, I know I ended up punching someone in the head, but
did you?
Yeah, I don't want to say
like a blader.
Yeah, like
coming.
We became good friends after that.
Oh, right.
We're not good friends, but you know, like it was sweet after that.
Aotearoa.
It was just.
Oh, funny! I never knew that because I remember the show, and there's footage of me and you, and that little guy Hamish, who's a rollerblader, and standing right behind Rick Springfield, Jesse's girl. You know that song, Jess?
Oh yeah.
Him there.
Oh, dude, I felt like
you were mocking him all. You were singing that song.
Oh,
all
bro,
day.
and it's like, and I've totally had the same thing. Like I was like. Yeah, like singing Jesse's Girl to Rick Springfield, and now I have to deal with people saying Nick Minute to me everywhere I go. It's like karma.
Why.
It's like karma for what I did to Rick.
You put that on yourself.
It's funny that you actually even remember that. I thought everyone was doing it, but it was probably just me.
It was just you. I was like, dude, you know you can hear that. Eh?
Chill out, bro. Chill out.
But he was funny. He was pretty cool to us when he saw us doing. He'd like, do that flip bit, dude. Okay. And oh yeah, man. And then the sun would come out. Because he was driving around in this convertible pink caddy, and then the sun would come out, and he'd throw a tantrum because the woman who was there to look after him didn't get to him quick enough with the umbrella to block the sun. It's like, where the fuck is my umbrella?
Yeah, I remember that too. And he like, can I get a Band-Aid over here? Like he like got a prickle in his foot or something, or like.
I'm Rick fucking Springfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, those. Funny, eh? We did quite a few of those sorts of shows.
Yeah.
And you were kind of a bit of a dog's body until they saw you skating, and then they kind of go, "Oh yeah, that's why you're here." It was just sort of a bad intro into
classic
film world. But we always ended up getting paid pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I remember the worst one was that Rad 2 ice blocks. I did a. Remember those?
I think so. Were they pink?
Yeah, they had
kind of ice creamy block kind of vibes.
Yeah, I think they basically just rolled out dead stock from a Star Wars movie promo.
Yeah, they because they always had one of those ice. It was like it would be like Transformer ice creams or like like Star Wars or like it was, and it always was like with like a some chocolate flecked caramel ice cream with a jelly tip and then a lemonade shell or something.
yeah, they were just variations on the same crap thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that guy Dion Pakari was the vert guy at the time was on the TV ad, but then they needed someone for the posters for dairies and stuff, and they got me. And it was the hardest thing I ever had to do. I was basically lying on the ground in a crunch position, and they had me against a green screen. Like they didn't want to go and shoot anything.
You were like kind of posing out a backside air or something?
Yeah, no, like going that way with it, pushing the board against the wall, with my arms pointing that way, with the wind going this way. You couldn't even see me or anything. It was the most bogus damn thing. And I had to do that for like 2.5 hours, and I ended up just failing, like not being able to do it anymore. But all for like $300 or something. But I remember driving down south with my sister, and she's like, went into a dairy, and she said to the dairy owner, like, "That's my brother up there. Isn't he great?" It's this fake ass picture of me with a hair, not even skating, it's just bullshit. It's funny. It's funny.
Oh, cool, man. Well, any kind of last stories or maybe what's the Golden Balls story?
Oh, that's what you called me.
Me?
Yeah.
Golden Balls?
Yeah, true.
When? Back in the day?
No, in that first podcast.
Oh, really? No, Golden Boy, not Golden Balls.
Okay.
I thought someone said to you to ask him about Golden Balls or something.
Well, he was saying I got heaps of story Golden Balls or something like that. So I was like, oh shit, maybe it's a story about you and Murray up to something.
No. I was just being nice because I think there's two.
No.
You made a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles joke and Golden Balls. I thought you said, and so I was just being nice, like
okay.
Yeah, two moments I lolled during your first podcast.
Right.
Those 2 moments. So.
Well, you got any Murray stories that we can release on air?
Oh no,
Not so X-rated.
No, I don't. I probably have if I thought about it, but I've given him enough.
We'll just say thanks.
Oh yeah, we'll say thanks. Hey, it's cool seeing him a bit more regularly now. But yeah, just being grateful for. Yeah, and I think it's this. What did I hear yesterday? It was pretty cool. It was like the idea that more stuff happens for you, the more social you are, or the more you put yourself out there, the more likely it is for someone to help you get what you want. You know what I mean? Like no one's ever achieved anything on their own.
Yeah.
And and was it like out of 200 job applications, they'll hone it down to 30, down to 20, and then from the final 8, there'll be someone within the organisation that vouch for that person, because they know them. It's
Dude,
all
that's
about
me. I'm actually applying for like all these jobs and shit, and I'm like, you can on LinkedIn you can see how many people have kind of got the free month premium, so you can kind of when you got that, you can see who's looked, and also see how many jobs people have gone for that, and you're like, fuck, there's like 100 and something people going for the job, and you're like, fuck, what are the chances that I'm gonna be picked out of that 100? And I'm always thinking, I need to know someone in the fucking industry or the company to get that fucking.
Well, it's always it's not what you know, it's who you know. And
yeah, it's never truer, eh? And yeah, I think I mean, no matter how good I got skateboarding wise, it's still it doesn't matter unless someone's helped you out somehow for you being a good bastard to be with, or not a pain in the ass, or whatever, Yeah.
Well, I think Murray's been that for fucking all of us, or there's so many people, and that's why I wanted to start with him, just because he needed to know that. I guess that was the point of having him on the first set, just because he had done that for so many people. Me, you, Levi, fucking anyone, everyone.
Yeah.
But you know, like, I mean, for me, like when I was a kid, like you were my favorite skater in the Auckland crew, like in that sort of time period.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like just you skated fast, you popped, even when you did pressure flips, like you popped them high. Like, and you know, like it was, a lot of people kind of went slow and like sloppy, but you know, it was, you definitely pushed everyone to go faster and have better style, I think. And like it was a massive contribution to not just the Auckland scene, like I think, you know, like the rest of the country as well, like at those nationals and things.
Oh man, that's cool. Oh no, nice man. Thank you. No, I hadn't ever thought that ever. So that's fucking great. I'll take that.
Was,
That's
that was,
yeah.
and you know, like that was super cool. Like those times, I remember just like we used just to play like at a trick, like at Aotea Square. Like we wouldn't play skate. Like it was before skate. I don't know. I'd never heard of that before, but we'd just play like at a trick. And I remember like playing with you and like you know, like Maury and stuff, and like just.
Oh, you'd do a trick and then you'd have to do his trick and add another one.
Yeah, no, like you'd end up with like a line of like.
It's like what's next?
Like so many tricks and like and then someone would just pull out like some out of it shit, you know, like
Yeah.
or like you didn't know how to try tricks, so you know, you never.
Yeah.
But
street plant.
that was super good times that I remembered, you know.
Yeah, man. Oh, great. Thank you. Yeah, it was. It's a privilege to be. Come here today, but to be a part of, especially in the era when we were going for it, was a pretty special time, man.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Like the music and everything about it, the progression and yeah.
Yeah, man. I think, like I said before, I wish you had kept going. Like I feel like you could have been that. You know, maybe if you'd done another trip to the States and hooked up with those New Deal guys, that would have been perfect timing because you're kind of like the good age. You know how I said I got there like early 20s and I felt like I'd passed it, whereas that was, I don't know, maybe you see Mike Carroll put you off, but I feel like you could have been there, that guy, you know.
Did you get like, was it Switch? Was it Switch that got you? Could you do any Switch stuff like Switch ollie, like Switch flips and that sort of stuff? Was that like, because I think like, was it like Tim Gavin couldn't do Switch and so then he was like, I'm out.
Oh, right. Yeah, I think that might have been a big part of it. Like, I think because when we had, I mean, it's probably still a little bit the case, but whenever we had injuries back in the day, you'd never really follow through properly with physio and having stuff looked at or whatever. And having things stretched out, and like particularly my left ankle, which was my back foot, and whenever I twist my front ankle, it's fine because you're constantly ollieing and constantly stretching it out back to where it was. Whereas my left one,
you reckon the back one was more?
Well, it just meant that was what you'd need to have a little bit limber to be able to do switch.
Oh, switch, yeah.
So I could do nollie flips and the occasional switch flip. I could never do a switch tray flip.
Just because of the ankle, like the flick.
I think
for one of them.
Yeah, I think maybe because, I mean, you kind of look back now and you go, oh, this is what I would have done, but you're just a bit more conscious of what your body needs to do to get you to that. Because like I saw that thing with Sean Malto, the interview with him years ago, where he's part of the Nike team and having his ankle operated on after a bad break.
Yeah.
And him getting the same surgeon that the NFL footballers would get.
Yeah.
Top, fixing his ankle up and him saying that he didn't want it done too tight, didn't want it done too loose, just have that ankle, just that sweet amount of stretch, just to make it sweet. And the surgeon's like, don't worry, Sean, I got this. But to that level where your injuries are that well considered, when it's, you know, how much you can flex on that side of you is so important for being able to do something.
Yeah.
I never really even thought of it as like young, and I think I just keep going forever. I don't have to really rehabilitate too much or think about it. Whereas the importance of stretching and doing all that stuff is so massive, you know.
Oh yeah, totally. And we didn't know anything about, like, I remember when I did my ACL, I didn't even know what doing your ACL was, or that you could do that. Like, I was like, what? Like, I knew about breaking bones, but you know, like it was just like foreign.
Yeah. But yeah, I think these days I feel quite lucky, like not having broken anything except my nose getting broken by Roger Earp.
What happened there?
Late night, didn't I tell you that? Oh no, I shouldn't say. But that was the only injury I ever had, was from a friend who punched me because I asked him to, because he was angry with me, breaking my nose. But I these days have to everyone I speak to, just talking up how amazing having a Pilates machine is. One of those sort of it's almost like a yoga machine where you don't have to do too much, but the machine sort of uses your weight and springs.
You have one?
Oh yeah, I know the one.
Yeah. I got it into it was about 130 kgs, me and one other dude lifting it off the truck. Almost fucked myself permanently getting it out of the truck.
Yeah.
You're going to need that Pilates machine now.
How did you waste yourself? I'm moving this rehabilitation machine. What a freaking genius. But yeah, I went through 2 years of spending a fortune with chiropractors and physios, and that having that machine, just strengthening from the core out, just kind of totally changed my life.
I just come back from a fucked back. I tweaked my back on Saturday, and it's
did you?
Yeah, I thought you might have smelt my fucking arnica cream on my back, but it's still
it's cologne.
just coming right. But yeah, fuck, I need the Pilates machine.
Oh man, come over. I'll show you. Have a session. It's great. I had a couple of my mates who had back things that just
The core,
it's all core stuff.
Core, and then stretching like the
hamstrings and
they go all the way from bottom to the back, kind of like tightens up and fucks your knee, pulls your back, and then all your hips as well. Kind of like tighten up.
Yeah, it's all alignment stuff.
Your adductors and your hamstrings, and it's. I've had like a physio pretty much for the last however many years. Like, so I had to get an ACL and an MCL reconstruction a few years back, and like.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and I've also fractured my neck and got paralyzed and
curse, bro.
But like just so like I've sort of the last
What's
the last 10 years of my life have just been like fully just physio and
oh god,
I shouldn't
and doing strengthening stuff, you know. Like I still definitely believe that skateboarding is the best exercise for skateboarding, but I think it definitely helps to strengthen other parts of your body that get weak as you get older.
Well, I think that I always think about that, exactly what you're saying then, but like remember how good Jeff, going back to Jeff Sanders, I remember how good he was at manuals. Like he could do a nose manual for as long as he wanted. Yeah. And I think it's just, for whatever reason, being really strong in those smaller muscle groups, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think if you had the chance to strengthen stuff up and focus really well on those certain areas, you would, these days you'd be able to figure out what you need to do to make things right or stronger in areas that you benefit from, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember that dude could just do them forever. Sorry, digressing.
No, we need to get Jeff on here somehow.
Yeah, we're gonna have to like Zoom him or something.
Yeah. He does some great social videos though. He's real funny. He's talking about himself in the third person.
Did you guys get the invite to Jeff's top friends just recently?
No, I didn't.
No, did you? Jeffy. He calls himself Jeffy. It's good when you get to a stage where you refer to yourself in the third person. Oh, because speaking of him, I just hearing you talk the other time, saying that previous podcast, that you were going to his mini ramp on the shore.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was in that car when Anthony Archer's
Oh, were you
tyre
with
went
us
out.
that day?
Yeah, yeah. And then I remember we all ran across the
Oh
motorway.
my God. Yeah, we ran across the motorway.
And you were so close to being run over. It was it's like we all sort of pushing it fine. And then I go, oh, I'm going to go. Oh, definitely no one else is going to
We ran
cross now.
across the motorway to get to Jeff's ramp or something.
I don't even know. Like
Or just to get it off the side of the
because
road.
Anthony like left us to go and get.
Replacement tyre.
Or did he drive the car with like the blown tire, but he couldn't drive with us in the car or something? Or I don't know. I just remember, but we ran across the motorway because it was just by that big school. Is that Westlake or something?
Yeah, Westlake Girls.
And I remember because then I remember we had to we were trying to climb a fence to get into the yard, and then man, that was such an ordeal.
Because we almost got run over, and we were way ahead of you, and you were but like 5 or 6 meters behind us, and I was like, oh shit, he's not running, is he? And then I remember seeing you holding up your pants as you were running. That car's at 120,
Well, I mean, it's like you've never experienced crossing a road where people are going 100 plus k's an hour. It was like you never. It was just such a bizarre situation, and I was only like 14 or
Yeah, that was a bad move.
And I never wagged school, and I was it was the first time wagging school with the big kid, with the cool Troy Ranger, and
yeah. Oh, was it Troy with us? Yeah.
Troy Ranger, and because I saw him at I don't know if he said we're gonna wag school tomorrow, come, or whether I just saw him. I think I just saw him at the bus depot.
Yeah,
and he was like, would you want to wag and go skating with these guys? And I was like,
Skating with Jeff's ramp.
no, Jeff wasn't there. No one was. Jeff was but
it was you were going to Jeff's ramp.
Yeah.
yeah,
but it was yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
Cool. No, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks. Yeah.
No, it's been super good to get you on the show.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. No, it's cool. No, it's good to have the chance to say thanks to people. Especially old mate Moss, who's made a huge impact in a lot of the great things that happened for me. And and to pay some respect to Radar too, and mention the great name Matt Finlay, who's a good mate who just disappeared off the face of the earth 20 years ago, and we've never seen him since.
Yeah.
I wonder what.
He went to Queenstown, and
Frank mentioned him, and the reason why I think some big dude, because he was managing Cheapskates down out south or something, Papatoe Cheapskates, and
the baseball bat.
Someone come in with a baseball bat or something someone tried to steal something, and then some big guy goes, "You're fucking dead. I'm going to get the something." Yeah, it was some crazy story anyway, and then I think Frank got a phone call from him saying, "I'm out." Didn't say where he was going, and then just disappeared. I don't know. Frank made it sound like that was the reason why he took off.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
I saw him a bit after that.
Because Nathan and Matt Finlay, they moved down to Queenstown and were doing the snowboard thing, and then I don't know. They seemed like a lot of them got into mountain biking and other things.
Yeah. But I hope he's still around.
Yeah.
Dude, he's a good skater too, man.
Yeah, he was sick, and he was.
I don't know how I ended up staying. Maybe I was on this. I feel like I was on maybe a little road trip with Ginge, and then he kind of offloaded me at Matt's house
in Green Lane.
Yeah, well, somewhere it was like One Tree Hills, and
yeah,
yard was like
a
paddock or something, or beyond his.
Yeah, he
in Green
staying
Lane?
there. Yeah, maybe Green Lane.
Yeah, he lived on
back of One Tree Hill or something like that. Yeah, I remember staying there with him.
We were going to a party there one time.
Yeah, I think he probably got into some gang strife. I think Frank's bang on with that. I think he paid the gangs $100,000 or something. He owed them, and then 3 days later, they come back. Where's our money? So I paid you 3 days ago. No, you didn't. You've got 2 days to get me the money. Okay.
Damn.
I'll sort it out.
Move to the bottom of the
Brutes.
South Island.
Yeah, move to Australia. Quite hard to argue with those dudes. It might have just been a meth memory loss. They legit don't remember being paid. I guess it's
Oh, wow.
we want that in
Maybe
writing.
they just thought they could get paid again.
Yeah, likely.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Cool, thank you.
Well,
man.
yeah, thanks.
Privilege.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But just cool, you know what I mean? And then the guy, Jamie Thomas showed up one weekend. This is before he was the guy, you know what I mean? And he got a real hard time from all the locals there. They were just always taking the piss out of him and like, because he's skating around doing Jamie Thomas stuff, you know, like doing a big Benihana down the 7 stair and then doing a big ollie method grab down the gons and just all of this really big cheesy showboaty stuff, which is kind of not cool. And with all those sort of two super tech guys, you know what I mean? We're inventing new tricks. We don't care about going big on anything. It was kind of not the done thing. But anyway, yeah, Jamie Thomas would skate past and then they'd all start singing. They'd start going, look out, here comes the unknown stuntman. Like as he skated past them, it was like 10 dudes all singing that as he skated past. And I think he kind of took off, not much afterwards. But yeah, I think they were pretty rough on that dude. Like after I'd left, gave him a real hard time. I think Henry Sanchez might have made a public apology to him. I'm feeling really bad about how he treated him. Anyway, no, never mind. I thought he was rad. He's just going for it, you know, just a crazy young dude trying to prove himself. Doing big stuff down the Gons, and I had a go at the Gons gap myself, and landed. I think I landed it on my 4th try, but it's quite a big gap. It's quite deceptive because you there's no stairs or anything. You kind of can't quite measure how far you've got to go, but the run along the top is really narrow, and you've got a fair bit of run up time, but you've basically got to push as fast as you can for a short amount of time, get your speed up, and then hope that you don't sort of come off the top because it's less than a meter wide, so it's pretty sketchy. But then if you've got the speed at the end, you can land it all right. And then, however, Gonz made a kickflip down that, I'll never know. He probably doesn't know himself. You remember, if you've seen that footage, he kind of half catches it and half doesn't, and just lands on his tippy toes or something. It's a classic Gonz move. But kickflipping that was just insane. To even imagine trying it was pretty cool. Yeah.